And it is 7 o'clock on a Thursday night, Charlie.
You know what that means?
The Thursday night KJLIVE cash game.
And you got the two most beautiful eggheads in the booth, and you've got some of the craziest players in the world out on the felt.
Yeah, they have been playing for the last 45 minutes or so, and we've already missed some crazy hands. Let's hope it keeps going.
I was walking by just a while ago, and it looks like it's going to be a better than normal game.
Yeah, it's definitely a 10 on the button PLO game and playing as such. But we've got some stuff to talk about Kojaks before we cut into the game here.
Yes, we do. We've got something special coming up.
Completely missed it up there.
Yeah, something special coming up on Saturday, and this will be the first time it is live out on the Kojaks floor, and that is the new $3,000 guaranteed bankroller, $65 entry, no limit hold'em tournament.
That is pretty good ROI, Charlie.
I was looking in there, and $3,500 in the prize pool. That puts first place around $1,300. It's going to be crazy.
On a $65 buy-in tournament. I'm really excited about it to see what's going on. You know, we've had months and months of, these big tournaments, 360 buy-ins, things like that. And, I think it's time we start swinging back the other way.
And just judging by the players sitting out there, we've got a 5 on the button table running right now and a 1-2 player and 1-2 table going in. These players are licking their lips and they're rubbing their hands together, getting ready to rock and roll with a tournament that $65 entry with a possible first and second place over $1,000. I mean, this is going to be crazy.
It's I'm really excited for it. And as Charlie just said, the 5 on the button is back here at Kojaks. It's been for a couple weeks now. It's been making pretty regularly again. It's good to see the $5 games getting back up and going, but we have one going right now along with the 1-2. So 2 outer tables of cash game plus the $10 on the button PLO game. This is what Thursdays are like right now.
Yes, it's back to action, back to Kojaks, back to poker, and it is time to rock and roll. It's time to grab your poker bankroll, grab about 10% of it, come up here and turn that 10% into 35%. Walk home and drop it in there. Drop a few off at the wife, just so she doesn't mind that you're gone. Bring some flowers home, and she would love you for that.
Well, that 65 is definitely a good investment on that $3,000 tournament. The 5 on the button cash game always plays absolutely great here. But the 1-2s, just solid games with the bomb pots.
Oh, man, those bomb pots have changed the world. The players begged for about 2 or 3 months to get those bomb pots going. And they look down at those 4 cards in their hands, and they look at the board, and you hear pot, pot.
Yeah.
Oh, players all in, and the players are standing up cheering, let's go, let's go.
It's a lot of fun. Let's have a little sneak peek before we've getting it all together here. Why don't you tell me who we got in the game tonight?
So setting in seat number 1, we've got a few players that are going to be just a hair late, but setting in seat 1, everybody from West Texas knows who she is. That's Miss Carrie Shaver.
That's it.
And so what you just saw is you see a person walking around, no cell phones, no electronics, no anything allowed at the table. It's straight up poker action. That way the action is quick and fast.
Yep.
So we've got Carrie in seat 1. Then tell me about this guy in seat 2. He made the drive all the way here just for this game.
A good fellow named Mark from San Angelo. Good to see him here at Kojaks playing a little bit of PLO game that doesn't quite get together at this level in San Angelo very often. So it's good to see him enjoying some action here in Kojaks in Midland.
Set in seat 3 is the Mexicutioner himself. He is definitely going to make this table dangerous. But also, seat 4, Zack Attack. I mean, if you're from the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about, a little Saved by the Bell action. He kind of looks like Zach Morris. He plays like Screech and completely fearless and an amazing person. So that's him sitting right there in the black hat. Then next to him is the always dangerous Mr. Ruben Nixon.
Oh, yeah. We've seen him on live stream a lot recently here, tournaments and cash games, and he has been I've definitely loved his presence, and he just puts that image to use, Charlie.
Shoot, he was at the final table of just about every series event, every points leaders event, and he's taking some of those winnings and he's putting it on the table. He's got about a little over $1,000 sitting in front of him.
Yeah, he's always fun to have at a cash game or tournament table. Get to see some good poker out of him. And then seated just to his left, our very own Miss Lucy. Known from her live streams a few months ago, playing a little PLO live streams. And then, of course, the ever noticeable and present Mr. Rudy there in the 9 seed. Everybody
The
knows
leading
Rudy.
casher in Kojak's history.
Is
You've got to make sure and let that know. He
Oh.
is the leading casher in series tournaments at Kojak's Poker Club.
Well, there you go. There you go. Let's have a quick look. All these players bought in for at least 500. We'll get exactly how much they bought in before, but you can see Rudy's been putting in the work. He's already at 1,600, almost 1,700. Charlie.
He's got them chirping chips, and you can see if he's got the chips in front of him, he is mouthing at his opponents, and it's a really nice thing for him because it plays to his advantage. We were talking a lot last week about Braxton. And Rudy's got a lot of that same charisma. He can get talking, and he gets that information out of you. You got to shut down when you're in hand against him.
So, like I said, we're playing 10 on the button. PLO. This is Pot Limit Omaha High Only. For those not familiar with the game, Omaha is 4 cards in the hole, a flop just like in Hold'em. You must play 2 cards out of your hand with 3 cards on the board. So if there's 4 spades on the board and you only have the ace of spades in your hand, you do not have a flush, Charlie.
I know it, but that you can play the prop games, and if you get all 4 of one suit, 4 of a kind, I've seen them play where if you get a flush, everybody pays you a quarter. If you get trips, everybody pays you 50. If you get 4 of a kind in your hand, everybody pays you 100. Never have I ever seen that though.
That would be a pretty good one. So Executioner here going to raise this one up with the suited ace jack with pocket jacks here, and he's going to get 4 callers as is per usual. And we got lovely Crystal in the box. Put it on a flop. Let the graphics catch up here and see what they got going on.
Man,
Flop.
I would love to have Kerry's hand so well hidden, set mining. Not on this flop now, but looking for more of the 8-9, Jack 9, Jack 8, something along the line.
Looks like Rudy flopped a middle set and let everybody know, and everybody folded out of that one there. But yeah, like I said, Crystal in the box tonight for this live stream. Fantastic dealer here at Kojak's. We've already got some people in the chat. Quite a few people tuned in across all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Want to thank each and every one of you for logging in and checking out this Thursday night action.
Moocher! Miss Carrie's back in her favorite seat ever. That's usually the seat that Rudy claims, and she walked in, and just like you said, hell yes, good to see you, Carrie. She says, hell no, that's my seat. And Rudy didn't argue. Usually, he's pretty quick to argue. He said, yes, ma'am.
I don't think she's one that he's going to argue with.
So, like Reese was saying, thanks for joining in the chat. Type in, let us know where we reach. We're always looking for that to give away that free lifetime membership to our first member that signs in from North Korea. It'll be tough to get them here to play, but they will have a free membership. And like right here, there would be $25.
Trips in the hand. I saw it before it was mucked.
Trips in the
Before
hand.
it was mucked. Trips in the hand. Looks like we're going to go 5 ways. Just a limped pot here.
Only 1 ace in the hand, but we could see some dynamite if some spades come out.
Yeah, Ruben here going to be flopping bottom pair open-ended.
He's got all the blockers, though, that's out there.
Yeah, but Rudy flopping best with 2 pair, also open-ended. 5 on the turn. Doesn't change much. Rudy's going to be one to stab out here on this one with this top 2 pair. 10 for the redraw. Mark's going to come along with his same hand. And a king on the river gives the Rudy the straight with the 10.
King high. Good thing that Mark didn't pick up any set action there. Queen Jack, he's got 2 pair. He's got to know at this point he's beat because King 5 beats him. I mean, you can't go any further.
Like we said, you must play 2 cards, and you see Mark there with a Queen Jack 2 pair, and Rudy had Queen Jack 2 pair as well, but his 10 is going to play with that Queen.
That's
the jack.
That's why in this game it's always so important to have those extra cards in your hand just to play the redraw game. And that's when you're looking at the 4-card, 5-card games, the redraw is just as important as the pre-flop hand.
Yeah, never give me the nuts on the flop.
Right?
I'm playing PLO or Big O.
I don't even like to flop the nuts and hold them because you're not getting any action.
It changes so much in these multi-card games with PLO and Big O. See me there asking everybody if they have any headphones or cell phones or anything. There's Joni saying they've already been taking it away. Leave us alone. I
She's
said,
saying, "Get back
okay.
in the booth, Reese. Get back in the booth. I told you need to be in there." And this is her game. She loves 4-card PLO action.
Yeah, when we used to stream this earlier this year, late last year, she was always a fixture at the
She's playing
PLO
this hand.
table.
Guaranteed, she's playing this hand. Look at that. She sets them up just like a hand of spades. You see her. She
Yeah,
probably put
moving
the,
cards
she
around.
probably put the 5 over on the bottom side, so it's set up just like it. So the graphics you see on the board, it sets it up from highest to lowest with suits, spades on the left, all the way to clubs on the right.
And that is exactly
Oh, look at that 5-3 is so
3,
strong.
5, yeah.
5-3 is so strong. But Ruben's loving this. He's
Ruben's
got
open-ended.
the wrap.
Yep. Open-ended for Ruben. Not much going on. A couple gut shots. You got
There's not a whole lot of 4s left in there for those gut shots, though. Mark and Zach are looking for the 4s that Ruben and Rudy both do hold.
yeah, the Ruben here is going to bet this one out with his 2 overs and the
Joni folded.
backdoor hearts.
She had a 97% chance to win that hand, and she folded.
well, this doesn't want to draw against Ruben. I don't blame her.
There's a straight.
Deuce on to the turn. That's going to give the high side. No, it's not either. Not quite yet.
Ace 2. Oh no,
Not quite. Ruben's.
no, he has.
No,
ace
he
two,
has.
three,
He
four.
has ace
Yeah.
4 wheel. There you go.
I was
I
like,
was looking
yes,
at the
he
deuce. I
does.
was looking at the deuce 4. Yeah, Ruben having the wheel, but Zach here going to pay him off just in case he can get that club on the river. That's exactly what he does. Charlie. The backdoor clubs get home, giving Zach the king high flush.
And he's not going to extract another dollar out of Ruben. There's 230 in the pot. Zach's probably going to bet 80-ish, I would
yeah,
say.
it's if Zach's going to make anything, it's got to be a check.
Yep.
And then let Ruben put in money.
But Ruben has been. You see that hair on his head? He wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, anytime a flush is present, you've got to be on the lookout for it. No, Zach's the one to bet 150.
Count a calf.
Yep, so he did bet it out. I thought he placed his hands there checking. Ruben's never calling this here.
Yeah, Ruben's done with it. Ruben is done with it.
So tough river there for Ruben. Zach does show him the flush, lets him know he wasn't just being a bully.
Yep. And that's really important to show to Ruben. Let him know, hey, I'm not betting you off that hand. I am showing you action. And if you want to get there or you want to chase me off, I'm going to follow you. And if I hit it, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, but Ruben, like I said, he's no stranger to this game and knows that anytime that flush gets there, 4 cards in the hand, they could have it, even if that wasn't what he was playing the entire time. It did get there for him. So once again, this is $10 on the button in PLO. It's a pot limit game. The most you can bet is what is in the pot.
So what's a bigger game? And I like to ask this question to a lot of people in the room because you get many different answers. What's a bigger game? No limit hold'em or pot limit?
In my opinion, pot limit hold'em always plays, or a pot limit Omaha always plays bigger because it's almost like if you tell them that it's pot limit, they bet the pot more often.
They feel like they have to do
Exactly. And so it just almost always plays bigger. You can play 10 on the button hold'em and 10 on the button pot limit, and the pot limit always seems to play bigger just because they have that, I guess, psychological thought of pot. I bet pot. And the pots just get so out of control. And it also plays bigger because, let's face it, everybody's got draws, Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, this is my favorite game.
Yep.
4 cards, 5 cards. That's my favorite game just because sitting there with that 4, 5, 7 in your hand, you still got the 6. You got a pair of 7s with a king kicker.
You got a pair of 7. There's all kinds of stuff. It's definitely people who talk about, I can't play hold'em, it's boring. That's because they've been playing 4 and 5 card too much, and there's always more draws to be had. The 5 on the turn.
5-3 so strong.
Ruben here picks up 2 pair, but Rudy's still ahead with his jacks and trays. 6 on the river
Jackpot.
Gets Ruben home. He hits the gutter with the 7.
That's why I like those hands like that.
And Mark with the mystery hand, though, he's not going to be betting it.
I bet you
him,
Mark's got something along ace jack, king jack, maybe king jack 7.
Yeah, this bet here, even though it's $60, it's such a hidden straight, but it's still such a hard call with only 2 pair in this game, and it does go a fold. So Ruben taking that one down, getting the gut shot to come home. Yeah, it takes a bigger hand in PLO. You can't really be calling with top pair, even 2 pair.
No, but some of the greatest calls I've seen are against some of the biggest bluffs with a pot bet on the river, and somebody calls with top pair just because they know that they're bluffing. But also some of the biggest payoff. Well, I guess I can never say that because the people that make that call and lose, they never show their hand.
No, it's hard to bluff in this game, and it's equally hard to make hero calls, just because there is so much that anyone can have.
Yep.
So you don't. The most bluffs that I typically see in PLO and Big O is when they have the like naked ace of clubs, and there's 3 clubs out there, and they have the ace, so the opponent knows the ace is unaccounted for, so they can bluff that they have the flush, even though they might not have another club in their hand. You will see that in higher level play.
Ace Queen 9-3 in the Executioner 7-4-4-3 guaranteed. Rudy's going to see a flop with this.
I can't wait to see the V pips in this game. 5 deuce 10 2 spades.
A lot of
Executioner
spades
with
in
the ace
everybody's
spades.
hands.
No good, no spade to go with it. Zach best with the queen high spade draw. Ruben with top pair ace kicker. Gonna feel this one out. Looks like he put out a bet of 30 or 40. No, he only bet 20. Just to see where he was at. I'm sorry, it wasn't Rudy. Ruben's got the top pair. Rudy with 3-4 open-ended, 2-3-4-5, 7 high flush draw, which he's surely not depending upon.
I like that bet. That's an excellent bet, just simply due to the fact that he wants those people to chase the spades. And if it doesn't get there, he's going to punish them. However, his 10 just got trumped by the king and the queen jack sitting in Zach's hand.
Yeah, Zach has turned an excellent hand here. Top pair, up and down.
He's got everything.
Draw.
He's got everything. The spade draw, the straight draw, top pair or 2 pair.
Yeah,
king 5.
Looks like he did bet out pot there, which he did. And Rudy's going to look him up. Rudy is going to look him up. 10 on to the river, no help. It could be a scare card for Zach. He might not bet it. Yeah, he does make the check. Can Rudy find a bluff here?
Check.
No, he decided not to. And Zach's going to take this one down with the king queen. Now I know he kind of took a few beats before we went live, ran into some coolers. So I know he's reloaded at least once, but we've seen him stack some chips there since we've gone live. So maybe that's all he needed, was just a little turnaround there. You see Carrie, Mark, and the Executioner all short stacked in the 300s, all bought in for 500 apiece. And then the gap widens quite a bit. Zach at 880, Ruben 1,300, Lucy 1,000, and Rudy 1,800. So the tables are definitely a little light on the left-hand side.
Yeah, all the chips seem to be from around Zach all the way over to Rudy.
If I know the Executioner, I know he will turn it up here shortly. Mark here going to lip in King, Queen, Jack, Deuce. Executioner calling 10 with any 4 cards typically. Ruben suited ace 10 makes the call. Lucy calling as well with her middling straight cards.
Oh, Megan's team Joni, if you're in the chat, I already see Moocher's team Carrie, Megan's team Lucy. Who is team Executioner?
3, 8, 10 on this flop here. Ruben going to have top pair ace kicker. Rainbow board, which makes things a little more interesting in PLO.
It tends to make the pot grow faster when you see rainbow boards because everybody has a little piece of it.
There's always a straight draw. Always a straight draw. And looks like Ruben's going to be betting this one out. Good for him. And he's going to get too many callers, in my opinion. But Carrie does have pocket kings that she's
West
still
Texas
liking.
heads up.
That's right. 6 of spades on the turn. Not a single player having a spade draw. But that does bring a little bit of outs for Rudy now being open-ended. This one's going to check all the way to the river. 4 on the river. That's going to give the Executioner a deuce 5 straight. Does he think it's good with the 4, 6, 8 out there is the problem.
Yeah, he's sitting 6 high. You cannot feel too comfortable about it.
But luckily for him, it did check through.
Look at that smile.
Yeah, so he got there on the river. In his defense, we all missed that he flopped 2 pair.
Oh, yeah.
So he had the 8 tray. So it's difficult to read all these cards sometimes. I used to be good at commentating on PLO, and then Texas started PLO, and now instead of being heads up or 2 or 3 players, now it's 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, my gosh.
So Texas PLO, a little bit different. Lots of action, lots of players.
Look at this. 10 on the button, 20 straddle. The executioner said, I will be last to act this hand. He's still in the button. Then he's going to take last to action.
He just got those chips. You might as well put them right back in.
Yeah, he said, hey, these were yours, Rudy. I'm just going to put them out there in the pot.
Zach here, suited ace, deuce, diamonds. He's going to make the call for 20. Ruben with ace, queen, suited 9-7. Pretty decent hand there. PLO high, going to make that $20 call as well. Not much connecting for Lucy, but you never know. She might be wanting just to see a flop. It's been there hasn't been a lot of betting pre-flop so far.
She's looking to see who did the straddle.
Yeah.
And she would have called if it wouldn't have been the executioner.
Getting back last. He may put on a squeeze here.
You know,
Very
it's
king suited.
Watch this. Watch this. You know it's going up.
Let's see what he has. 10, queen, 9. Nope, he's going to go ahead.
Oh, I don't even think he looked at him. He had to not look.
Keeping it low and friendly.
5-3 is a monster in this game.
Still in this game. Open-ended for carry. No player having spades once again. Ruben with ace-7 top pair is going to check through. Queen
Diamond
on the turn.
Nuts now in Zach's hand.
Yeah, Zach with the nut flush draw. Executioner. That queen looks good for him, but we know that it is bad as Ruben has the ace-queen. And looks like Zach might be reaching for chips here, betting his newfound flush draw. And
Kerry had a neck.
Ruben's the one that bet it out. And
Zach let it go.
Zach made the call. Brick of eight, front door spades gets home, so no more betting going to happen. The queen 7 turn 2 pair of Ruben's going to take this pot down. Zach there shooting for a diamond. Nothing wrong with that. Had plenty of equity on a $50 bet with that much money in the pot already. Once again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in across all social medias, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, watching this Thursday night PLO 10 on the button cash game. We've got a few people still coming a little bit late that were signed up, but this game's going to continue on even beyond the stream. There's a 5 on the button game going on out on the floor, as well as a 1-2 table. So plenty of action here tonight at Kojak's on this Thursday night. So you can put your name on the list. And Charlie, we might as well talk about it.
Let's do it.
Poker Atlas.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
No.
All right, so we're going to mention about that. We've got a good group of people in the chat. How many of you in the chat has seen the update of Poker Atlas? And type in there if you've opened up Poker Atlas to look, because when I'm sitting at the house, I like to look at the games running.
Oh yeah.
Then I always want to see who's on the list.
Yeah, see who's on the list, who's coming. And unfortunately, Poker Atlas has taken that away from us. Poker Atlas now has a pro version. You can pay $5 a month or $50 a year.
They should not call it a pro version.
No, it's definitely a...
Look at this. Kings on the turn makes it 3-way, and Carrie's got the biggest pocket pair.
Yep, she's not going to make any money off of it, though, unfortunately.
Nobody else has a pocket pair. Look at that, 5-3 again.
But we definitely want to let everybody know that just because they've updated their software and now has a little bit of paid version, everything is still working a little bit as it was, except for the fact you cannot see who is on the list. You can get on the list still at any of our locations across the state, but I believe it's taken away custom names.
Yes.
And you can't look at the list, but you can still
You can see how many games are running.
Yeah, you can log in. It'll give you a 3-letter choice for your new name on Poker Atlas, and you can still get on the list. You can still check in the whole 9 yards just like it was, but you can't. It'll show you what number on the list you are, but it won't show you the rest of the list. But
you can still see the live clocks. You can see what tournaments are coming up, and for the time being, you can still see the live clocks.
Yeah,
you never know what they're going to do next.
That's why we've hesitated a little bit about talking about this too much. As far as me going live and talking about it or text outs, because, this is brand new. The boat is being rocked. Everybody's angry. We'll see what they stick with, what they add to. Who knows what happens, but just know that the list does still work on the free version for Poker Atlas. You can't see the list, but you can still get on the list, and so we encourage you to do so. Lucy here waking up with the pocket aces.
The ladies.
One suit clubs, raising it up to 40.
It's almost impossible to get pocket aces and not have a suit connected in this game. It's possible. Yeah. I mean, that jack could be a diamond, but it's pretty
difficult.
hard.
It's difficult. The key is to have double suited aces. 8-7 queen, 2 spades here. Once again, Executioner having the king high flush draw, and he does have some developing turns here. 6 on the turn. That's going to give Ruben the 9-10 nut straight. You're going to see him probably bet this one out. He's got a hammerlock on this hand short of a spade from Executioner.
And Carrie's looking for a 9 on the board, and that's the only way she can make the magicals.
Yeah, and 125, good enough pot odds from Executioner, but misses it. Board pairing 8 on the river. It's going to go check, check.
He knows if it goes check, check, Ruben's got him beat, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, Ruben's never going to bet there, but Executioner's not going to bet into him.
Nope. The eight pretty much killed every bit of action that's left on the board.
Boats are very common in 4-card PLO.
Joni got her good luck purse sitting in the seat next to her. It looks like a little Louis Vuitton. She may have went on a shopping spree and about to pay for it right here.
She was just on vacation.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of on vacation, a lot of our members are out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Gearing up. I've seen some deep runs. Jose G. Yeah.
Jose Gutierrez. He was had a pretty good chip stack.
And then Fernando, the gentleman that won the main event in October, he ran deep.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Texas representation in all the events so far. I'd love to see. I'm sure they'll have it at some point. The percentage of the field in Vegas that was from Texas.
Yeah, Fernando sent me a picture. Had 350,000 chips at this point, but he won this seat by knocking him out. Look at that.
Oh, wow. He knocked out current reigning WSOP champion Jonathan Tamayo to get into the satellite. That's fantastic.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Fantastic.
I let you read that because I had no clue how to say his last name. I heard it over and over, but I had no clue.
I'm just hoping I'm right. Queen, 10, a deuce, 2 spades here. Zach with the jack high spades.
Both Ruben and the Executioner flopping top 2.
Yeah. Rudy, he's going to be the one betting this one out, and he is way down below.
He knows the 7's coming on the turn.
The way he's standing up and pointing and talking, he may not even looked at his cards. He might be just playing around here.
Yeah, the way the cards are setting.
It's possible. Nobody having a deuce.
Watch a 7 come on the river.
We'll see if he wants to continue his blind betting ways here. Rudy here. Well, it looks like he checked it over to the Executioner, who's going to make a bet out here with his top 2 pairs still. Nope, Rudy bet another quarter. And
he knew it. He knew what was coming.
The deuce. That's going to give him the full house. Executioner can only play the queen 10.
And he has not looked at his cards. So once again, in PLO, you have to play the best 2 cards out of your hand.
And Ruben was there dancing. Rudy only bet $10. He still has not looked at his cards. And it's going to get through. That's the funny part. He's going to show the 7s after he discovers what they're doing. That smile. I think I'm absolutely correct that he didn't look at
he just realized he won. He just realized he won that hand.
I'm pretty sure I was correct in that he did not look at his hand at all.
And you see Zach sitting in seat number 4 just smiling.
Rudy getting that chip stack, Charlie, like we said, those big chip. When Rudy's got a big stack in front of him, he's a lot of fun to play.
Oh, I mean, like that. He may play the next hand just like that. Or he might say, I gave y'all a chance that hand. I'm not giving you a chance anymore.
He said, I looked at one. That's what he's going to say this time. Crystal dealing out hand number 11 on this Thursday night, 10 on the button PLO game. Pot limit Omaha, 4-card high only.
And if you're sitting at home, we've dodged the majority of the storms out here in the Permian Basin. Pretty much every single one of them stayed south of us. But if you got any friends and family up in Lubbock, do dial up and check on them. There's a pretty nasty storm headed right into Lubbock.
Yeah, all the storm chasers were up in Lubbock today, and they were not wrong. Lubbock definitely getting some action in these storms. Pretty big flop here. Queen, Jack, 7.
Zach's got second nut. Rudy's got little nut, but that 7 on the turn changes the whole ballgame.
Executioner just picks up trips. And he's got the gut shot Broadway.
Yeah,
open-ended technically with the King 10. So you're gonna
Ace
see,
King 10, man. He's got the full wrap also.
We're gonna see him bet this one out.
No, he didn't. He checked it.
No, somebody folded.
Look, he checked it.
Yeah, somebody folded. There's no way Zach's open folding his hand.
25 to call.
It's like Ruben might have made the bet. Yeah, Ruben might have made the bet there.
Woo.
Executioner raised it. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
And it got all the way through. Yeah. So I knew Executioner threw a grip out there, and Zach immediately folded.
And Moocher, you know, I'm pretty sure that your opinion is shared by 95% of the people. Good idea not to see the lists, but the paid version is not cool. I've seen the paid version. It looks exactly like the OG.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Poker Atlas needs to take a page out of the gaming community, Charlie. You can always pay money to get extra bonuses for the games and whatnot, but it doesn't take away from the core.
Yes.
So
And that was a core hit.
that was a core hit. They could have made it to where, yeah, if you want a custom name or a special little color,
Yeah.
or something, in your
$3 to
name,
change your name every once in a while.
Yeah,
That's
just-
like
there's-
video gaming.
yeah, that's
You-
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Pay the extra.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You get one name change a month, but if and everybody sees your name up there like Donkey or something like that, then they're like, oh, the game's going to be good, so they come up here. Well, you pay $3.99, $4, change your name
Change your
to
name, yeah.
not a donkey, and nobody
just-
knows.
Or just something flashy, you know. Have some people would pay $5 a month to have their own special name on there, or whatever the case may be. But to take away the viewing of the list, I mean, at the end of the day, I understand the argument, Moocher, about you know, not to see the list. But at the end of the day, we're a business, Charlie. We want people to be able to see what the action is, who's coming.
And there's super action players that when they finally get a chance to get away from the family and come play, they pop their name up on that list, and next thing you know,
drag up 3 or 4 more people.
yeah,
That's
there's a new
just-
game.
That's just part of it. And you could say, oh, well, that's, you know, attacking that person. Well, 9 times out of 10, that person likes that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's
What is going on here?
Queen.
That was a whole stack of green. Oh no. Okay, so he said pot, and he just put his stack of green over the board.
She's going to cut that one out there. He's got the open-ended straight draw, backdoor nut flush draw, big pot here.
Yeah.
Executioner's got pocket kings, but it's hard to come along with just one pair in this game. So I think this bet is going to make it through.
Oh,
No,
Rudy
Rudy
said,
must
not in my house. I have 2 pair.
He's got 2 pair, queen 4.
68-32.
And his queen is exposed, Charlie.
Yep. Oh, he showed his queen?
He showed the queen.
Oh no.
Zach here. Got
And look at that. Look at that look. Go ahead and bet.
Oh, there's another.
And the ace
Jack
king
to
is
ace
now the
king
best
pulls in the lead, and Zach is not going to be afraid of the exposed queen there, knowing that it might have got counterfeit unless he had quads. So
Bet and call. Rudy called him.
no, he.
Oh no, he
there's
folded.
no way.
And he showed his hand. He said, I see your
That
queen.
queen hurt him because you have to play 2 cards in this game unless he was sitting under pocket queens or queen jack and made quads on the river.
Oh, that was such
Your
a
ace king is
level
good.
3 bet.
That's what I'm saying. Zach knew exactly what he was doing there. That was fantastic because that queen, an exposed queen there means nothing, Charlie.
I know.
When that 3rd jack hit, it ruined Rudy's little fun play.
Oh, how smooth would that have been if Rudy would have done that with pocket queens?
It would have been.
I have
good
to
one.
save that in the bank for the next time I'm playing a game like this because nobody would assume that you have pocket queens.
I think it was. He's trying a little next level there, but
Oh.
Zach called his bluff. Essentially, is what he was trying to do there.
Zach saying, I've got a little gray hair in my goatee. I can play. I can hang with Ruben. I can hang. I like that. So Executioner double paired and is not oh yeah, he did straddle. Double paired, 99-33. Zach right behind him, double paired, 66-44. Ruben going to jump on out. Joni jumps in, 3 diamonds, queen, jack, jack, 5. And Rudy with trip aces in his hand says, I'm not going to let the board set it
Yeah,
up and not be in this.
That's funny. You raised it up. A lot of people just laugh and throw that hand away. Obviously,
He's got all the blockers to the nut flushes,
that's
though.
true. That's true.
That's how he sees poker different. He says, I have all the blockers.
Yeah. But unfortunately for him, they are playing Texas PLO where his raise means nothing and gets 4 callers. So we're going 5 ways to a flop, 6, king, 10. Open-ended for Lucy. Let's see how much pressure that Rudy puts on this pot now, even though he has the least chance to win it here. It's checked around to him. He is in the hijack, next to last to act here. Mark and Mark's got the ace king. Rudy does make the check. I think he was thinking about it there. He was mid-conversation, but I know his brain was turning.
Oh, so you see people who specialize in certain things. Rudy specializes in knowing what he's going to do, but talks you out of what he's going to do.
Yeah. Executioner turning a set of threes. Not the worst. But Zach here has the set of sixes. So let's see. Did Zach just announce himself here? He grabbed a lot of green chips, Charlie. Let the graphics play catch up here.
He says if you're going to draw to the queen 10 or queen jack, you're going to draw to the 2 hearts, you're going to pay my price.
Yeah, that's Executioner's turn set there. Shrivels up pretty quick. But Lucy being open-ended to the nuts, as long as it's not a heart on that river. And Mark's here with the nut flush draw. This is a big bet by Zach to try to get all these exact holdings twofold.
I don't think Joni can call.
Looks like Mark put out some chips there. Mark's going to try to gamble a little bit. He does, like I said, have the nut flush draw. Oh, he's only got 165.
Oh, yeah.
So Executioner went all in, and I think Zach might have repotted.
Set of 6 over a set of 3s over
Yeah, he made it 500. Lucy folded.
She says, "Can I call with my lifesavers?"
Yeah, Rudy's showing all of his aces there. And did Mark make the call?
Mm-mm.
No, his chips are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on it. He's got a gamble there.
The only one not showing?
Yep, queen on the.
Oh, they're running it
more than once. There's the 10, so Mark's gonna get half.
3 times, a third.
So it's gonna be Mark taking 1/3 and Zach getting 2/3 here on this river. So good all in there by all the players. There was too much in at the middle to lay it down. So we'll let Crystal here stack this one up and give 2/3 of it to Zach. And see the reload there by Executioner. No questions there. I think he has yet to show his final form. Quite a few of you here logged into Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, watching this Thursday night, 10 on the button PLO game. A lot of fun here at this cash game. And we have the 5 on the button going on in the outer tables, along with a 1-2. So plenty of cash game action here tonight at Kojaks. Feel free to get on Poker Alice. You can still get on the list, even though we were talking about the changes they've made to the program. You can still get on the list. You can still see all the games that are going. But when you get on the list, you're limited now to just a 3-letter name. So maybe your initials or whatever you want to do. And if you want to get your custom name back, Poker Atlas now has a pro version available, much to the chagrin of a lot of players, but we'll see what happens. You know, I know they were taking a lot of flack online about some of the changes. I know some of the bigwigs at the Hustler Casino were not happy with it. So we'll see what comes of it. But at any rate, the free version of Poker Alice is still usable. You can still get on the list. You can still see all the tournaments. You can still look at the live clocks. The only thing is you can't see who else is on the list, which, like I said, that's not always important. As long as you know when your seat's available, it's good enough most of the time. And number 15 here going to be limped in all around the table here. It looks like my Executioner might have put in a raise here. He's got 7-4. For those that don't know, he believes that 7-4 is the best hand in poker, regardless of the variant. Jack 3-3. So his 7-4 is a 1% right now, but we'll see if he plays it as a 1%. It's going to check all the way around to him, and we'll see. No, he's not going to take advantage. He's just going to make the check. Now he's going to turn open-ended, so don't sleep on the 7-4 just yet. He picked up the open-ended straight draw. Clubs did get home, though. We can see that no player has clubs. 4 on the river. Going to give it Ruben the best hand with a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you're going to see this one check all the way around as nobody has clubs. But Executioner could have picked that up on that flop if he would have just believed in his 7-4. Could have raised it up and taken that one down. Yeah, I think he might have even shown his favorite hand 7-4. It would have worked if he would have just had faith. But it's hard to bet into 4 or 5 other players in a PLO. Everyone always has a something. We can just see that 1 point this time they actually did not have much at all. Once again, while Charlie is out taking care of something on the other table, we'll take a look here again at this Saturday tournament, the first Saturday here in June, our $65 entry no limit hold'em tournament, but it's a $3,000 guarantee. That's right, $65 to play and a $3,000 guarantee. The bankroll builder is kind of what these kind of tournaments are: low entry, high guarantees. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. There is a $100 add-on at the break, but that is still a small price to pay for that $3,000 guarantee. Don't miss that this Saturday at 3 o'clock. Hand number 16 here coming around. A lot of limping, not much betting pre-flop here at this Thursday night game. These guys having a casual, fun PLO game here. Actually, it looked like it did limp around to Zach, who's on the button, who is going to raise it up. It looks like he was trying to be talked out of it by the executioner there. But he decides not to listen, raising it up to 60 with the 9-10 Jack King suited Jack 9 of spades. Ruben folding his hand out of the way. Lucy showing that she's got something she likes, but decides to let it go. Ultimately, Rudy never going to fold. King, Queen, 10, 4, 3 hearts in his hand. Mark getting out of the way. And now the executioner with pocket aces with suited hearts on one of those aces. Just made the call, didn't repot it there. 5, 4, 9 on this flop here. Executioner flopping the ace 9. Rudy a pair of 4s. Zach the king 9. No clubs in anyone's hands for this front door club draw. Executioner is going to be betting this one out 240. And actually, he's playing his pocket aces, not the ace 9. Zach here with the pre-flop razor, but hasn't let this one go as that flop missed him completely. Rudy could maybe try to get fancy here, but that pot bet out of executioner is going to be enough to end it. He did make and he's super excited about taking that one down. I think he's making up for letting the 7-4 lose the previous hand. His 7-4 was good. All he had to do was bet it. We'll see if he gets to try to visit that again later in the stream. We're going to be here with you all the way till 10 p.m., about 7:45 now. This is a 15-minute delay stream, just like all streams around everywhere. And we're going to be streaming from 7 to 10, but that is not when the game is going to end. The game will continue as long as these players want to play. So you have plenty of time to come play in our 5 on the button or our 1-2, or even if we have this game still going, come get on the waiting list for this one and enjoy a good Thursday night here at Kojak's. Like I said, a little bit of action, a little bit of something for everybody here tonight of all game levels. 1, 2, 5 on the button, and 10 on the button PLO. And it is the bottom of the hour on the replay, so we're going to be doing a double board bomb pot. Let the graphics play catch up on the bomb pots. They can get a little bit tricky onto the computer here, but we'll get caught up and seen. It's like Zach here. He's got 2 pair on the bottom board. Let's let everybody else's hand to get red here. Jack on the turn on the top brings home a straight possibility for some. 6 on the bottom, no real change there. All we can see right now is Zach's hand. We see that he has essentially straight draw with the 9-10 king to make it bigger. It is a rainbow board, not terrible. Nobody bet the flop. See if anybody's hands improved here on the turn. So let the graphics play it catch up. We do see some hands folding around. Looks like somebody bet 60 or 70, 65 there. So either way, we're going to stick with it and see exactly what happens. Queen on the river up top brings home the king high straight for Zach. Ace on the bottom, no real help there to anyone. So the only hand we see right now is Zach having the nine king straight. If anybody has ace king, he would be in trouble there. Looks like it's going to go lots of checks on this river here. Rudy is showing down 2 pair aces and trays. Ruben looks like he has 2 pair on the top, but we know that's no good from looking at Zach's cards there. So let the like I said, try to figure this hand out just by what we can see. Sometimes the bomb pot's 4 cards and 8 cards on there, 10 cards on the board. Yada yada can be difficult, but we do see. Yeah, it looks like that one was split between Zach and Rudy. We saw that Zach had the king high straight on the top, and Rudy had 2 pair on that bottom board. Not a lot of pain, not a lot of craziness, but like I said, they usually run a little bit better than that one, but it is what it is. And it is the dealer change is what we did that bomb pot, and we have Mackenzie in the box. Fantastic dealer here at Kojaks. I've seen her deal lots of hold'em, so let's see her deal in PLO. I know she has the ability. I've just never seen her deal PLO. We'll see how she cuts the cards out here. Pull this screen up here. Looks like there's still quite a few, lots of viewers actually on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Looks like the Executioner changed seats there. Wanted to get away from Mark. I mean, Mark's a tough player to sit next to, I understand. But a thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in here. We've still got a little over 2 hours left of the stream to get Mr. Charlie back in the booth. Did you check on the weather, Charlie?
Yeah, I actually had to make a call out to my nephew. He lives right next door to a storm chaser, and I FaceTimed him, and his sirens are going off at his house, and that tornado is moving directly into his house.
Oof.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, if you know anybody in the Lubbock area, they are taking the beating tonight. Midland, Odessa area, okay. But those storms moved to the north of us. 9-7 deuce rainbow here. Mark's going to be leading out with his 7 deuce 2 pair. Zach here looking for a 6, decides to let that one go. Ruben, not much going for him. Executioner is going to be making the call. Rudy's going to come along as well. A lot of good turn cards for him that could make his hand a little more interesting. $40 bet, 3 callers. Or 2 callers, I'm sorry. $40 bet and 2 callers. Executioner versus Rudy and Mark. 10 on the turn. That's going to be the gin card for Rudy with his Queen Jack straight. Let's see if he takes the betting lead here. Yeah, he does take the betting lead away from Mark. And it's going to go fold, fold. So gin gut shot there for Rudy. Sometimes the gamble does pay off. Let's have a look here at the stack sizes. If I can pull this up. There we go. Ruben, still the one sitting pretty. Now, we don't, some people bought him for 500. A couple people bought him for 1,000. I think Ruben bought him for 1,000. So, but he's still almost doubled up to 1,800 so far for the stream. Rudy, just under him still stacking the chips. 1,660. Zach, a little over 1,300. I know I believe he's in for at least 1,000, but I think he's a little up for the evening. Executioner, I think he's in for everything that he's got in front of him. Lucy, I think she was only in for 5, so I think she is still up on the evening. And Carrie and Mark still on their first $500 bullets and needing a little run good to come back here. After this hand, I'm ready to see that VPIP. I want to see how much action we're getting out of some of these players. Speaking of the action, Rudy there under the gun is going to call the 20. King 10, 6 deuce. If somebody wants to call Kojaks and send Mark a coffee, maybe, is to find some cards that he likes to play. And did Executioner move back to his chair? I mean, that's one way to play. Different dealer. She doesn't know. Say, a dealer, I'd like to move. They have no idea. As long as our graphics people are keeping up with it, it doesn't matter to me. He's going to 3-bet it, though. Playing musical chairs. Ace 9-9-3, suited ace 9. And it may work here. He 3-bet to 150. Got the limpers punished out of this pot. Kerry letting a pretty good hand go. And Executioner showing it wasn't much. It wasn't much. Trying to mix things back up, spin this back up. Joni there getting on to Executioner. Lucy saying, what are you doing? We have had a perfectly fine, fun game, and you're going to 3-bet to 150. I told you the action was going to pick up here shortly. Executioner not one to run into the red very long. He's going to work to get that back, and we'll see how much he plays back at Rudy here in the next 10, 15 minutes and how long Rudy lets him get away with it. McKenzie in the box. Some of our dealers here at Kojaks. Fantastic dealer. Hold'em, PLO, doesn't matter. Experienced, good dealer. Lots of good dealers here at Kojaks. Her and Crystal taking us through the stream tonight. Mark here makes the call for 20. It looks like there was a straddle plausibly with the pair of aces unsuited, 6-9. And it's going to limp all the way around to Rudy. Looks like he was cutting out some raisin chips there on the button. Yeah, it wasn't a straddle. I think Kerry actually called the 20, but Rudy's going to just sweeten the pot just a little bit, raising it up to 50. 30 more to come around the table. I don't think you're going to see many people fold for just 30 more. So we're going to have 6 ways. I believe it's a family pot. $60. Actually, no, I'm sorry, Mark with the limp all in. Let the dealer make a count here. The computer's showing 135, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get anybody to fold. Executioner makes the call with a 3-5-5-6 because he's gambling at this point. Why not? And Lucy wanted to see a flop, decides to let it go. And does Rudy want to gamble with his pocket queens? Looks like he does. And does Kerry want to come along with her pocket kings? Actually, Rudy may be thinking about it here still. He knows that, he's cutting out some big chips here. He knows the Executioner could be just playing around here. He may want to build a side pot with Executioner, and that looks like exactly what he does. That looks like a $400 plus bet, stacking up those greens. So we went from limping around family to 3-betting and now a 4-bet with an all-in. So they're still playing poker, guys. It's not a cheap flop game right now. So just to track the action, Rudy here raised it up to 50. Mark goes all in for 135, 55. Executioner called, and then Rudy 4-bets to 350. Kerry's all in for only 285. And does Executioner want to play a side pot? Looks like he's reaching for chips. He's going to take that 6-5-5-3 and try to flop best here. So we're going to have a few pots here working as we put McKenzie to work on the short stack of Mark's main pot, and then Kerry's going to have a pot, and then Rudy and the Executioner are going to have a third pot. We'll give McKenzie here a second to verify all the chip counts. Our chip counts tend to get off just a little bit in cash games as there's lots of chips flying around, but we definitely are able to trust in our dealers to make sure everything stays straight. There you see the side pot there between Rudy and the Executioner, who are still fairly deep. Executioner, he rebought some chips. He's still got almost 1,000 behind him. And Rudy, we know he's got well over 1,000 behind him. Did the Executioner repot it? I'm not real sure what's going on here. Let's just see what happens. 10, king, 3, Kerry, top pair. It looks like they're going to run this one out. Top boat for Kerry, all but locked up. Rudy's pocket queens with his queen 10 may take that one. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. 7, 8, 9. Executioner flopping the straight. So it may be chopped up here between Carey. Carey's going to take the top with the pocket kings full of 10s. Executioner. Yeah, Executioner should take that bottom board with the 5, 6. So his faith was well placed. But I think, yeah, he's going to chop up the side pot there. Rudy may have had, yeah, he's got trip 10s. Nothing on the top there from Executioner. So on the main pot, that's going to be chopped between, I can't see anything else. There's so much to look for here. I don't think Mark doesn't have the straight. So it looks like it should be between Executioner and Carey on the third pot or the second pot and the main pot. Poor Mackenzie putting to the test here. Looks like she have to put that one together. So I think, yeah, you see Mark there with the cash rebuy. Rudy not stacking any chips other than his half of the side pot on the top. So it looks like Executioner and Carey going to chop the second pot and the main pot. Pretty decent amount there apiece. We'll get a look on the count here as we play catch up, but times like that is when we have to really catch up and keep up with the chip counts. Running it twice, chop pots, things like that makes it difficult on the operators and the dealers. But yeah, the Executioner was correct on his choice of the, it was what, 6-6-5-3 or 5-6-6-3? I think it was 6-5-5-3. It wasn't quite his 4-7 favorite, but it's good enough for him. As he sells some change there to Mark, as Mark rebuys back in to the game. This game still got lots of action behind it. If you are in Midland, Odessa area and you like PLO, this has definitely been an action game. 10 on the button, $500 minimum buy-in. We're doing a 70% match, so you can definitely come in for quite a bit to play catch-up to some of these stacks. We just saw them moved around there, but we'll give it a moment to get the stacks, some of the stacks adjusted here. We've got 7 players here left for this PLO cash game, so we have one seat open at least. These guys have been known to play 9-handed for sure. Execution here first to act. He's going to Mark straddled. I don't know if Mark straddled or called. No, it looks like Mark just called. I was going to say I was going to fall out of my chair here. Execution is going to raise this one up. King, king at 9, a tray suited at king, tray of spades. Ruben, of course, Rudy never folding. Always too much in 4 cards for him to let anything go. Carey's going to make the call. Ace, jack, 8, 7. And Mark here, 10 more to go. And he did the limp raise earlier with the pocket ace, so let's see if he does it again here. He just rebought back in for 500. Does he put on the squeeze? That looks like a black chip. Yeah, he 3-betted to 200, and the Executioner says, I'm not going anywhere. And Rudy never shies away from action. He wants to see a flop with his 8-6-3 deuce. And this game is officially off the rails. Like I said, I thought Mark may 3-bet there. He did last time with the pocket aces, suited ace deuce of spades. So he's got the spade draw, and Executioner pocket kings, and Rudy with the live cards 8-6-3 deuce. Mackenzie puts out queen 10-4. Pocket aces is still in the lead. Executioner with the gut shot. And Mark here is going to waste no time putting his last 300 of his newly bought 500 into the middle. Executioner wants to come along. He does have the pocket kings and the gut shot looking for a jack. Rudy here, it's 300 to call Mark's all in. I don't think he's going to come along with this one. No, he does not. So we're going to see Mark and the Executioner. And you see Lucy there laughing. Ace on the turn gives Mark a monster lead. Check on the river for him on that first board. They're running it again. A pair of 4s hits the board. Another 10. Oh, they're going to run it 3 times. So these guys are really going to run this one out. It's making over a lot of work for me here. I don't think the Executioners are going to take any of these. Let's have a look at the board if we can. It looks like they ran it 3 times. Yeah, Executioner not going to get a one of them. The aces hold for Mark, and he is stacking chips. Someone let him know how to do that. Finally catches a good hand and gets some of that last buy-in back, courtesy there of the Executioner, and Rudy a little bit pre-flop. Not very often aces hold in this game. And there you see the Executioner berating Mark for his play. Telling him how he can get better. Want to thank everyone for tuning in to the 10 on the button at PLO. We got 5 on the button going on the outer table, a 1-2 on the outer table, and then the $10 PLO here on the live stream. Open seating for each of them. Get in onto this game. The getting is good. That is for sure. There's no shortage of action going on right now. Executioner here going to straddle under the gun to 20. So action is going to be starting on Zach. Does not like his holdings into the muck. Executioner with another good hand. You may see another squeeze play here on this straddle. So the Executioner has been going crazy, Charlie.
Has he? He's got $700 in his stack, and
he just gave a lot of it over to Mark. But
he gave Mark money?
The chips have been flying, yeah.
Lord.
I think he was giving him advice on how to stack it up there. And the Executioner is still going to be on the horses. He's going to 3-bet 200 with the ace, king, queen, 10. And Rudy is still refusing to fold pre-flop.
Rudy's got more black chips there.
Yeah, Rudy's given a little bit away. Not a whole lot, but then he took some back in a bomb pot. Mackenzie here, Rudy and the Executioner. 8, Jack, 5, 2 spades, nut, flush draw for the Executioner.
Neither one of them are going anywhere.
Nope, you're going to see a pot call. Oh, no, Executioner going to slow down and check. Does Rudy take a free card here? It's got
he said, okay.
Got a lot of good turn cards. Nope, he didn't say okay.
He said pot.
He said pot, and Executioner's never folding.
No, 9 to the straight, 9 to the queen high straight.
Any spade.
Any spade for the nutty nuts.
No, Rudy's dancing. He's loving the action. So bet 450, 450 obviously called there. We have a $1,300 pot out of nowhere. 4 of diamonds doesn't help anybody.
And the Executioner's first act under the gun, he said, let's just get it all in
there.
there.
Put it in his last $70, and Rudy's going to give him a call.
Oh, he's looking for a 6 for Rudy's looking for a 6 for the straight now.
He picked up a few more outs with the 4, but
nobody has a pair.
No, Rudy's got a pair.
Oh, okay, there it is. Jacks.
Rudy's ahead. He's just fading the world against the Executioner right now. King on the river gives it to the Executioner.
Every player, both players in the pot had the whole world. He's trying to say, hey, these are my cards.
Yeah.
And she's saying, I'm sorry, his king is going to play.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, it looks like they ran it twice.
Oh, they did run it twice.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they ran it twice. And a 6 on the top board gives the check mark to Rudy with the 9 high straight. 8 high straight, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the king on the bottom board gives the check mark to the Executioner for half the pot. And we are rolling right on to the next hand. So as we're strolling around to the next hand, we want to remind you what's coming up this Saturday. It's new, it's big, and it's here at Kojaks at 3 p.m. starting time. $65 entry starts you off in the tournament. If you do bust out for any reason, $65 re-entry. But look up top, right up top, it says $3,000 guaranteed. $3,000 on a $65 entry. It's about to get wild. It's about to get crazy, and it's about to happen right here at Kojak's Saturday at 3 p.m. We are already on hand number 22. And as the cards are going out, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the cumulative winnings. Zach now the big winner, $1,365. He's up $870 since the stream started. Ruben and Rudy right at $1,780 and $1,795. Rudy's only up $90 since the stream started. Ruben's up $300. But this is something exciting to look at. Just real fast flash, VPIP. The Mexicutioner has a 100% VPIP. Lucy looks down at trip 10s. Not going to do too much in this area. I imagine that might go in the muck pretty quick. But I said earlier, it's hard to have trips and not have suits, and there it is. 10 of spades, 10 of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 9 of hearts, no suited connectors. But she did call the $20. She just wants to win it with the 10. And so we got 6-way action. Flop comes out 6-8 queen, 6-8 queen. Looking through, not much help. Mexicutioner has top pair, not much of a kicker in his hand. Backdoor clubs, a 5 of hearts on the turn. It did check. 5-8-6. Looking through, nobody with a straight. 9 on the river, and that does give Rudy another check mark and a winner chicken dinner. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Rudy picks it up with the 9 high straight, and he's got something here. He likes to stand up, he likes to shout, and he likes to say, "Give me your chips." And that's exactly what happened right there. And just like that, all the way up to 1,900 in his stack. Remember, if you're sitting at home and you want a piece of this juicy game, $500 buy-in, $10 on the button, and yeah, it's time to come play at Kojak's. We've got 2 other cash tables, maybe a third by now. Let me peek at that poker atlas and see where we stand. But we did have a 1-2 table running, and the infamous West Texas 5 on the button running. And right now we do have we're about to start. Shoot, we've got 2 games of 1-2 running now outside in the outer room, and a game of 5 on the button, and the live stream in here. And that list of 7 players, it's gonna start full action and ready to rock and roll. And we're on hand number 23 of the live stream. It is gonna be a beauty. Got some crazy players in here. You saw the action a while ago. Absolutely crazy. Moving around, 10 on the button, under the gun. Ruben, no straddle Ruben. He's not going to take a chance with that King 10, 7, 6. Action's going to be over to Lucy. She's got that nut suit in her hand with a big Broadway Ace, King, 10 of spades. Carrie says, "No, not for me with my 5-3. You're going to regret that because it's so strong." Mark's got the no C hand. And the Mexicutioner's got 6-4-4-3, part of a straight flush in his hand, but with 2 hearts on the flop, is in the lead depending on what Mr. Mark is holding. And it's checking around to the Mexicutioner. And he says, "I'm going to bet just a tad." We're going to put some money in the pot, so $35 into the pot. And Zach's already made the call. Lucy with the top pair, no hearts, lets it go. That would have been partially of the way to her straight draw. That jack on the turn completes the Mexicutioner's flush, and it goes check, check, a 10 on the river. That's a scare card anytime in PLO the board pairs. Here goes the bet, and Zach's saying, "Here, this is what I had right here. I had everything, but I don't have a heart. Just take it." He's not going to make the call. Folds his hand. Mexicutioner pulls in $145, $70 profit, $65 profit headed towards him. Carrie stepped away for just a second, but Rudy's stack is just growing. Name of the game is get that black stack the same height as that green stack. And when it's built up to 25 deep, that means you have $2,000 in that stack. So he's got about a little over half a stack there. So that's about a 1,200, 500, 1,900. Let's look at his stack. He is sitting right around that area. Lucy first act, King 10, 40 deuce. She might play this just with the Broadway draw, the will draw, and the second nut spade draw. She might see it for 10, and she says, not today, Linda. It is gone. Rudy's definitely going to play. Oh, he had a sleeper straddle on, so that's what happened. Mark looks down, King, Jack, Jack, 8. He is playing. Executioner, no dice, so he is out. And Ruben looking down at Queen, Jack, 10, 3. He's going to say, we're going to play for a little. Oh, wow, I looked at the wrong hand. That is Ruben with ace, ace, 8, 4. He says, raisey daisy, raise it up, 50 to play now. Ruben makes the call. Mark's going to make the call, and that's going to price in Zach, and it's, as we say, it prices him in, but he does let it go. So we're going to have three-way heads-up action, $170 sitting in the pot, ready to rock. I like looking at the percentages here pre-flop, 50%, 28%, 22%. We'll see instantly how when the cards come out, that changes. Flop comes out 9 of hearts, 4 of clubs, 7 of diamonds. Rudy jumps up to 61%. Not much in the help of backdoor or redraws. Mark's looking for a jack and a jack only. Rudy's looking for an 8. King, something in that range to open up the straights. And Ruben says that flop's just juicy enough that y'all can't have much of it. So I'm going to go ahead and bet $100. That brings the pot up to 270. And as you can see, Rudy's talking, Rudy's shaking his head, and Rudy is not going to continue. Action now to Mark. Mark with pocket jacks. Jacks look good with an overpair at this point, but the problem is Ruben's doing the betting. He played a lot in the series tournaments with Ruben. He knows Ruben doesn't splash, and if Ruben's betting, he's got a lot of it, but he says, here's 4 green chips. I make that call, and here we go to the turn. $370 in the pot. Heads up action. A turn is a 7. No help to anybody, but also a scare card. It's easy for somebody to have Jack, Jack, 7, 5 double suited. And that's I think he just said $200, and he did. And that's going to be enough for Mr. Mark to surrender his stack, and it is gone. Rudy's got the straddle. Lucy's got the button. So it's going to be 20 to play this hand. 20 to play, just instantly coming in. Hands like this get you in a lot of trouble because as soon as somebody calls the 20, the next person says, well, I'm committed, and it goes around the table. And then that straddle says, guess what? Pop it on up. Let's make it even saltier. So here we go. Under the gun, straddle was on Rudy for 20. Carrie looks down at Queen 10, 5, 3, double suited. She's going to say 20 works for me. Love her style. Love seeing her back in the room. Welcome back in, Miss Carrie. Mark says it's good for me. If it's good for you, it's good for me. Executioner says, I've never seen a hand that I fold. Zach jumps on in. Ruben lets go of Jack 752. And Joni says, I call. And now it's Rudy's time to make him pay, but his hand is punishment enough. He may just let it fly. He's still thinking about it, and he says, okay, you know what? I'll let him have it this one time. He did that one time earlier. And here we go, $120 in the pot. Flop comes out 7, Jack, 9, 2 diamonds on there. Executioner with the second nut option. Looking for 8, 10 in anybody's hand, and I see it in Rudy's. Rudy says, I check it. Let's let y'all bury yourself. Executioner also has 8, 10 with the king draw. Got the little bigger wrap. There's you an oxymoron out there. So the Executioner does bet $120, and believe it or not, Rudy knows exactly where he stands. He knows he's got the straight right now, but he's in trouble if a 10 or a queen or a king come out. He knows he's going to be behind. And here we go, $360 in the pot, and just like that, a queen comes on the turn. Executioner gets the automatic check mark at that point, and he's not going to play around. He grabs a stack of blacks, and he's counting them. But all he can bet is $360. Pot limit, you can only bet to the max that's inside of the pot. And Rudy says, okay, I call. So Rudy's looking for a king to chop it up. No. That won't even do it. Rudy is dead in the water. Can't have anything to get there. And Rudy raises to 800, and the Executioner is all in, and he's going to show it. And you saw Rudy's movement right there. He says, "How do you have that right there? I've got the 10 blocker. Chances are you're not supposed to hold it." And so it looks like they are going to run it multiple times. We've got a 9, we've got an ace, and we've got a 4, and that is all the Executioner. And you can see the smile. He says, "Good hand," and the Executioner says, "Why, guy? Kung Fu fighting." Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Here we go. You see a new dealer sitting down in the box, and what that means is double board bomb pot time. $25 bomb pot. You see the players toss their chips in. They're going to get 4 whole cards down, and then we're going to see 2 flops, 6 cards on the flop, and these bomb pots are always fun. Rudy's counting his chips out. Took a big hit on that last hand, and he's got around 750 left in his stack. And now the Executioner is in second place. Ruben has 2,000 sitting in his stack. So everybody's got their 4 cards, and here we go. Double board. Jack, 7 of diamonds, deuce of clubs. Second board comes out 5 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, 3 of clubs. And the graphics will catch up with us in just a moment. Sorry about that. But we do have to click the buttons to show that it's a double board bomb pot, so we will get that reversed in just 1 second. Okay, and I was just informed that the reader is not reading them right, so we can see the 2 boards. And the 9 of hearts comes on the turn. King of spades comes on the turn for the bottom board. Bet out of 75. And there we go. We got the corrections coming up on the boards now. And that is the reason why. And so the graphics will catch up, and then we'll get to see the percentages once it's fixed. So here we go. So Mark with 5, 6, 7. I guess that's all you need. 5, 6, 7. 6, 7 on the top board with 9 high straight. 5, 6 on the bottom board with a 7 high straight. And pretty much that's a scoopty scoop, is it? 8, 9. Oh, diamonds. I see diamonds right there in Zach's hand. Apologize about the graphics, but we did get it caught up. It did take just a second. And let's see who takes that down. She is chopping it up. It looks like there's a lot of hands out there pulling in. Rudy gone. Ruben gone. Carrie gone. And so we're going to have a straight and a flush for the winner. I thought it was crazy when 5, 6, 7 played on both boards. It was pretty salty. And fast as can be, Miss Crystal gets the cards laced up and gone. And we are on to the next hand. So if you're watching out in social media land, where are you watching from? You watching from in the room, in the outer room? Here at Kojak's, you watching from Celebrity Card Club, River League, Texas Card House, Lodge? Where are you looking at us from? Just as long as you're playing poker, that's the part that we're looking at. If you are over at Celebrity Card Club, or if you don't know what Celebrity Card Club is, Celebrity Card Club is our sister club over in Odessa, Texas. Pretty much right across the street from Sam's Club there. And they have some of the most action 5 on the button 2 p.m. games you will ever see in your life. But bigger than that, they have a free roll that runs on Tuesday nights. And this free roll is the largest free roll in West Texas weekly. It is regularly $5,000 to $6,000 setting in that prize pool, waiting to be won, just saying, come and get me. All you've got to do is capture it. And here we go, Bowden. Oh, wrong. Yep, you get the cash, but I was really looking for the wah. I can't find it, though. There we go, Bowden. Unfortunately, you are setting up at work, not getting to enjoy the fun, but you are making the money, so that's okay. Making the money, honey. And look at this. We've already got... what the heck happened here? Rudy 4 bets it up with Jack 7 of hearts, 8-6 of spades, $200. Carrie says, tired of your stuff, Rudy. I am all in for $255. The Mexicutioner says, I call. Wow, everybody's got a good PLO hand. Let's see if Joni stays. Joni stayed in. Rudy put his chips in there even before we could finish. So we're going to have some side pot action, and it is going to be already over $1,000 in the pot. So what Crystal is doing is quickly calculating what Carrie has, 255, making sure that no outside pot, and it looks like everybody just made the call. So main pot is going to be for Carrie. Any further action is going to be on the outside for Rudy, Lucy, or the Mexicutioner. 4-way to the flop. Flop comes out king of clubs, queen of spades, deuce of diamonds, king, queen, deuce. Looking around, and the Mexicutioner's got the best piece of that with the queen, 10, ace, 9 in his hand. Reason being is got those Broadway wraps, and that is exactly what smashes the turn. Jack of spades on the turn gives the checky check to the Mexicutioner, and he is not going anywhere. However, that's a little trouble. Well, Carrie's got no more chips to bet, so it would have been trouble for Carrie with the king high straight. However, it's not going to matter now. I don't think Rudy's going to be able to make this call. Jack 8, 7, 6. He knows that the straight's already there, and he's got the spades. Only one at the table with the spades. So he's not going to go too far away. Counting up his chips, and what he's doing is he's saying, if I make this call of it's his all in. It's $1,060, and he's got to be all in to make this call. Does he want to gamble it all because he knows he's not going to, the straight's no good? Does he feel like a spade's coming? That's the question. 8% chance, not going to be good enough for him. He's going to save his remaining chips for a different day of play, and a jack on the river would have been no good for him, but he did fold. The Mexicutioner is going to flip over ace 10 and show the winner. And Carrie's going to see that $1,060 is going to head on over to the Mexicutioner. And it does look like Miss Carrie might be done for the night. She is saddling up and I think heading to the house.
Charlie, I just came from the outer tables. I'm about to open up a third table.
That's what I saw. That's what we were just talking about on live. Another 1-2 table got paged. It's like we put that $65 tournament on the board, and everybody said we need some practice.
It's definitely a bankroll builder. $65 entry tournament. and a $3,000 guarantee. Is this game slowed down, or is Executioner and Rudy still
Executioner-
running all over the place?
No, look at Executioner stack.
Oh, yeah, that's what Executioner does. He puts that pedal to the metal and does not let it go. It's like Rudy's going to be the one raising this up here. He's got pocket aces double suited, the hand you want to do that with.
Yes, that is the monster, and that is what he's looking for.
I just don't know if he may get some action out of Ruben, but I don't know. No, he's going to let that one go. So
That was his only hope.
actually, Zach called it, it looks like.
Zach
Queen,
attacking.
Jack 4, ace, deuce, 6. That's a monster flop for Rudy.
He's got to check it. That's the only way he gets anything.
Yep, can't bet this flop.
He's hoping to check here and get a jack on the turn.
Yeah, Rudy here is going to lead this one out just in case he's on a wheel draw. And Zach, you're going to let this one go. Just too good of a hand. Too good of a hand.
We've seen a couple players trips in their hand.
Oh,
I mean, it's not only gone to Rudy, it has been to 2 other players now.
Yeah, that's the downfall of this game. You only play 2, and when you get trips in your hand, that toasts your outs. I'm still getting texts as we speak
About Poker Atlas?
about Poker Atlas.
Yes, I know. So have you been out to any of the forums like Reddit and looked at it?
There's been a little bit of blowback on X, Twitter.
Yep.
I haven't really seen anything on Reddit yet.
Oh,
Was there
man.
a post on Reddit?
Yeah, there was a post over on Reddit, and they were tearing them up. But at the same time, you can't hate Poker Atlas for doing this. They're in the business to make money. I just hate the way they're doing it.
I guess I'm responding to text as we speak about it. But, at the end of the day, they really should have just done it just like we talked about earlier. Just made it like, what do they call that in the gaming industry? Where you buy like...
You buy tokens. So I play a lot of Call of Duty.
Skins or,
Yes.
just cosmetic.
Yeah,
Cosmetic. Charge for cosmetics. There's enough poker players that would have paid $5 a month so their name is
purple.
bold and purple.
Yes. Oh,
that.
they might be listening to this stream right now saying, "Hey, these guys are onto something. Let's alter this up."
I'm telling you.
But at the end of the day, they did what they did, and some players just bought it because they wanted to see it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it goes both ways. I can make a lot of arguments for a lot of things, but what the people need to understand is each one of these poker rooms across the nation, not just the state here of Texas, but they're in all kinds of states all around the nation. And I pay Poker Atlas at every single club, Charlie.
Yes.
And I don't pay them a small amount.
I feel like they're double dipping is what they're
I
doing.
think that's kind of what it feels like is, you're charging my customers for something that I'm already paying you for.
Yep.
So if you want to sell them fancy stamps or fancy colors or fancy names, that's fine. But the core of the program, I am paying you for. Period. End of story.
I'm paying for that service to be provided to my customers.
Exactly.
So what's the point of what we're doing now? Are you going to give us a discount?
Yeah, that's my biggest beef is, I pay quite a bit.
And then we see a set of jacks. Do you know how many times I've seen people play a set and one hits the board?
I've done it. It's not easy to do, but I've seen it happen. Mark here turning trip 8s. He's going to be playing the queen 8 instead of the pocket queens. Executioner wants to come along just because there's the 9, no help to Executioner. So Mark going to take this one down.
But that's also a scare card. It's going to go check.
Yeah.
But a big pop bet right there on the river 9 is hard to call
Straight
with the
that
7-10 and the 5-7, 7-10 backup cards in your hand to your pockets. So we talked my nephew into jumping south and heading towards New Deal, and he dropped a little further south. But the good news is he 100% missed that storm. So if you are up in Lubbock, they're getting hammered right now. They still got that tornado warning active. It's no longer confirmed up there. It's only radar indicated. So if you have any loved ones up there, or if you're watching from the Lubbock area, the sirens should still be going off. But the cosmetics of the storm, you said cosmetics, so I said it. The cosmetics of the storm have dropped off. But my nephew did just send me a picture of what he's seeing. And that right there, Reese, is the rotation of that storm. That's
something I'd be driving away from.
Oh, yes. And he is south of it, clear of it. And It is scary looking. Wow. And so he's with a storm chaser. And that's the crazy thing is because he wasn't really wanting to leave until the storm chaser said, "Hey Josh, it's time to go." Then he did ask. So here we are. West Texas heads up. 6 players to the flop. Flop comes out. Queen of clubs, 7 of spades, 5 of diamonds. Rudy's already standing up thinking he's won this hand. He's got 99.82. And he does check. It moves around, and the executioner says the check stops here. I've got $2,265. I'm going to bet a quarter, and we're going to see where we stand. He's got 2 pair, 57 in his hand. Zach's got 68, going to jump right on along with that. And I see Rudy calling too, fishing for that 6, or he doesn't want the 9. 9 completes Zach's hand.
No, he's going to come along, though. It's only a quarter. So we're still going to be 5 ways. There's the Gen 4 for Zach. It's going to give Mark the second nut club draw. So you could see him stick around a little bit for a small-ish bet.
I think anything under 50, Rudy calls.
Yeah. I mean, you've got odds for a bigger straight for sure. And if he wants to see if his 9 high would be good. Zach's going to bet this one out. And it could in the hand. He did bet 150. That call there from Rudy could scare Mark off of this just a little bit. Yep, that's what he does. He goes ahead and lays that one down, give that hand to the executioner, and he's going to repot it. So we're going to be 3-way heads up here. Jack onto the river, no change. Zach's 8-6 is still going to be good. And Rudy can't call anything here, so it's going to go check, check. Zach pick up a nice pot there.
Yeah, Zach is now officially $1,100 in the plus. But
VPIP.
That's what I was.
VPIP.
That's what I was going to click. I want you to see the executioner's VPIP.
91%.
He was at 100 until a while ago. Somebody raised pre-flop and he had to fold before the action got.
Rudy at 87. If you play PLO and you're not in this game on this night, you are not a fan of PLO.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not like it? Hey, we are. I'm going to pause 1 second and let Reese take over.
Yeah, 91% VPIP. That is insane. And, of course, the whole table, even Ruben at 53%, these guys are not afraid to play pre-flop. They've been limping in a lot, but that still is a mark of a good PLO game when you have a decent-sized pot built up pre. And speaking of which, here we go. Rudy calling. Mark coming along as well. Zach calling the 20. Ruben peeling the queen at 10 at 9-5. See if he wants to call the 20. And Lucy coming along as well with a suited ace-4. Okay, so it looks like it might have been a strat on Lucy. Yeah, she might have been the one to raise it here, but then Rudy's going to 3-bet this one to 100 with a jack 10, 9 deuce, double suited diamonds and spades and into that hand. So kind of went a little funny on the betting there, but it was definitely a bet and a 3-bet pre, and no one wanted to tangle with Rudy. His chip stack has been on quite the decline here lately, and so he's going to be making a lot of moves and getting it in pretty light. We've got Lucy betting out the top 2 pair here. Sorry, Charlie had to step back out again. Lots of action going on outside on the outer tables, having to help out here. We're almost short-staffed on this busy Thursday night. I think a lot of people saw the storms whiz by the Midland, Odessa area and decided to come on out on this Thursday. People were hunkering down for possible storms. It looked like it all went north of us. We've got 2 1-2s and a 5 on the button, and the 10 on the button PLO going on right now here on this Thursday night at Kojaks. Crystal back in the box with us. Quite a few people tuned into YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch watching this Thursday night game. Every Thursday night, we're having specialty cash games. I believe I'm going to check with Charlie, but I think we've decided on what we're going to run next Thursday. So you can be sure and get on that list to be on our live stream next Thursday. Got to be here at 6 p.m. Game starts at 6. Live stream starts at 7 and runs until 10. So you've still got about an hour and a half left with us here on this one. Rudy here going to raise it up to 50 with the King, King, Queen, 8 rainbow no suits. Mark makes the call and Zach making the call. Mark with the ace 10, 10, 4 suited aces, or suited ace. And Ruben's going to come along with the ace, king, 10, 7, king 10 of spades. And we're going to have a pretty healthy $200 pot 4 ways on a deuce 5, 6 board, 2 hearts. No player having hearts. And pocket kings still ahead. 3 on the turn is going to give Mark the wheel. The gut shot wheel gets home for Mark. He is on the button. Let's see if he makes a bet. He does make a $100 bet, half pot bet into the field. And I don't know if anybody's going to be able to come along. Yeah, Rudy's going to let that one go. Pocket kings clearly no good on that 2, 3, 5, 6 board. I don't know if the executioner has played his patented 4, 7, but I think if I were Mark there, I would have told him that's what I had just then. But yeah, like Charlie said, let's have a look at these chip stacks here. They have shifted dramatically in the last 30, 45 minutes as it's been the Executioner and Rudy show. Unfortunately, the Executioner, the beneficiary so far of this wild and crazy PLO game, kind of went off the rails there for about 45 minutes, and still a little bit of action going on as things get settled. Rudy trying to spin that stack back up. It was at 1,800 almost earlier, now down to about 400. Lucy's still about where she was. Mark has built back to about even. I think he's in for 2 $500 bullets. And the Executioner quite up on this game. Hand number 36. Got a bunch of limping in around here. Looks like there might have been a straddle there. Yeah, 20 in the pot, so we're having a $100 pot into this 4, queen, 6, 2 hearts board. No player having 2 hearts. The flush draws have just been rare tonight. Pretty unusual. Lucy here going to bet this one out with a top 2 pair. Queen, 6, betting 50 into 100. Rudy here, he's got 3, 7. He's got a gut shot for a 5 here. A lot of good turn cards to help get more outs on a straight. There you see me as I was taking my break earlier. 4 of hearts on the turn, no change. Lucy is still top 2 pair. There's Lucy listening to me talk to her in the middle of a hand. I didn't see she was even in the hand. She's going to still bet this one out, and Rudy's going to let this one go, and Lucy going to take down that $200 pot, helping her attack there just a little bit. Now, we haven't announced what next Thursday's game is yet, so I'm still open to have my mind changed. You never know. So if you are watching, listening, maybe put into the chat, what game would you like to see next Thursday? And is something you want to play in? Do you want to get on the list? Do you want to get here on KJLIVE and play in next Thursday's cash game? The game starts at 6 p.m. and we stream until 10, but the game does continue on even after the stream. So let us know if there's something you want to see played. I've definitely had a lot of suggestions this week, what people want to sit in on next week. This one, Rudy raised it up to shows 25, but I'm not real sure. Yeah, it looks like he raised it up to 25. and punishing the limpers there. And so we're going to go 4 ways: Zach, Ruben, Lucy, and Rudy on an ace, deuce, tray board. Not much for anyone except Ruben. No one having a diamond draw. Ruben having the ace. There's a queen on the turn of diamonds. That's going to slow things down for the flush draws. Gut shots now for Rudy and Ruben both. Lucy making trip queens there on the river, bets it out, gets a full down. And we've definitely got a lot going on here at Kojaks. I keep getting interrupted here in the booth, and Charlie's been pulled away once again. So we showed the VPIP earlier, but let's talk about another metric here that's been pretty interesting. This is the pre-flop raise, the executioner 41%, but a lot of that is some of the straddling and whatnot. But that definitely plays a metric into it. So that's the pre-flop raise percentage. You see, there's been a lot of limping, which is not a bad thing in PLO. You're going to have a lot of calls pre-flop, and sometimes people don't want to overinflate the pot. So sometimes you'll see a lot of limping depending on what type of game is being played that day. Here we see Kevin joining the game. Kevin, one of our managers over at Celebrity Card Club in Odessa. Good to see him here in this PLO game. I believe he played in some of the PLO streams in the past. I'm not real sure. I have to look into that here. But he's going to see 6 ways, $25 pre-flop, and going to instantly be introduced to an action game as he's one of the only ones that folded at the table. And let the graphics play catch up here as we have almost 30 cards out in play here on an 8-9 deuce rainbow board. Pocket 10s from Executioner with the jack making it open-ended. He's going to bet out 100 on this flop. And Ruben's going to come along with essentially the same hand. Queen on the turn gets them both home with the jack 10. And no other cards can really affect this here, so it's going to be a chop no matter what. We'll see if anybody wants to put a test on it. Yeah, Execution is going to lean on Ruben here. Yeah, he makes the bet, and he's like, "Why are you betting? We got the same hand, sir." Yeah, bet, call, no wasting time, drag it back. Ruben letting the Executioner know, stop putting on a show. I'm never folding. Both players playing the Jack 10. If you are just now tuning in, this is PLO 10 on the button. If you are not familiar with Pot Limit Omaha, it is 4 cards, and each player has to play 2 cards out of their hand. So you're going to play 2 cards in your hand and 3 from the board. It's not like Hold'em. Texas Hold'em, you can play 1, you can play none, you can play the board. In Omaha, you must play 3 on the board, 2 in your hand. So if there are 4 spades on the board and you have the ace of spades in your hand but no other spade to go with it, you do not have the flush. That's the trick to Omaha for those that are familiar with bomb pots on the dealer changes and a lot of these rooms, including Kojaks and the rest of our market. It's the same concept. You must play 2 cards out of your hand. They are playing high only, no 8 or better, like in Big O. It's just 4 cards, 1 board, high only, pot limit, 10 on the button. Got Macy in the chat saying, "That's my mama." I don't know if you're talking about Crystal there, I'm guessing. Our great dealers here at Kojaks come in, doing the live stream, helping us out. We do appreciate it, especially on tonight. We've been unexpectedly busy tonight. Like I said, I think the storm had people huddled up, and then when they saw that the storm wasn't going to be an issue, they all came out to play. Here we have a pre-flop raise from Zach to 50. Ruben coming along 10-9-9-6 for Ruben. Rudy can't stand folding. Looks like he might put in the rest of his money here and run with the King 8-7 suited clubs with the King 7. I don't know if there's quite enough in the pot for him to go all in, but he did 3-bet to 210. Yeah, he's looking to see what he has left there, so he's only got about 150 behind, so he was trying to get in all of this pre-flop. And Zach makes the call, and yeah, it looks like Zach went ahead and raised him up, or he's betting at dark. So Ruben gets out of the way on this ace, 3, 6, 2 diamonds. Neither player having diamonds. Zach takes the lead on the pocket kings with his ace, jack. And so Rudy bet the rest of his money all in the dark. He's going to see the bad news that Zach flopped an ace. Rudy going to be needing some help for some straight cards or catch a king on the turn. There's the queen, no help. They're going to run this twice, though. 5 on the river, no good. Zach going to take the first one down, free rolling. Let's see what the other 2 cards were. It looks like they are going to chop it. Looks like Rudy did get home with a king on the turn on the second run out. So catches the 2-outer on that second run out. And so he's going to get some of that money back. So good on Rudy to not have to reload there. Yeah, Macy in the chat says, yes, that is her mama. Well, we do appreciate it. We appreciate her coming and dealing these live streams and helping us out here at Kojax whenever she can. We definitely need dealers. So if you're out there listening and ever thought about learning to become a dealer, we're definitely looking into that now. Also brushes, aka waitresses, for our new snack bar. We've got the pizzas, the hot dogs, the nachos, a full-on stand here. And those pizzas are just fantastic. I had some of one before we started the stream. So we've definitely been busier here at Kojax and need the help out. So feel free to shoot us a message or come by and put in an application. Like I said, especially if you want to try to learn how to deal some poker, we're definitely taking some newer hires, offering up some training once we get enough people interested in dealing. 10-4-4 here on this flop. Ruben's got a 4 in his hand. Going to take a stranglehold on this one. Kevin having a 10. Yeah, speaking of Crystal's daughter in the chat, there's quite a few people in the chat. We appreciate each and every single one of you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Let me know who else is rooting on who else out there. I know we had some Executioner fans in earlier, and he's definitely had a roller coaster of a session. He was the one that just came into the booth just now and asking if I could implement some kind of rule to get Mark to play cards, as we see Mark fold. It's a $10 on the button PLO game. It's expensive. He can't get in there with trash like the rest of them. Rudy and Executioner, there's no such thing as a folding pre-flop. I mean, Rudy's got a 90% VPIP, for Pete's sake. Ace, Jack, 10, rainbow here on this flop. Executioner flopping bottom 2 pair. Checks around 6 on the turn. Gives Rudy some gut shots. Executioner still ahead with his 2 pair. The Rudy Executioner show getting tangled up here with Lucy. Looks like Rudy did bet 50. And no, Lucy bet 50. And Executioner going to show her the bad news there and take down that pot. Not a big one, but got the rare bet out of Lucy there. As his stack size increases, almost 2,400 in this 500 to 70% match game. Let's have a look and kind of see where everybody is sitting at right now. You see, like I just said, the Executioner at 20th, almost 2,400. Ruben at just shy of 2,000. Built that stack early and put it to work a little bit and hasn't had much to compete with since. Zach, who got kind of beat up early, especially before the stream, took some coolers but has made a good comeback on his session. Mark, right about even. I think he's in for 500 bullets. Kevin, who just joined us, I'll see how much he bought in for. And then Lucy and Rudy. Lucy right around the even mark, and Rudy has been on a roller coaster session.
Uh-oh, is he down right now?
He's down to
But he's not out.
Not out. He hasn't rebought yet. He got it in earlier and got a 2-outer for a chop.
Big hearts to the mama. I love it.
Yeah, like I said, shout out to Macy and anybody else tuned in.
Oh, that's Macy. I just realized who that was. That is her mama. We love Macy. Used to work here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it just clicked who you were. Hello, Macy. Rudy will 100%, and never mind. I was going to say he's 100% going to play this hand, but
he's going to raise this hand.
yes,
It's got the 7-4. Mark called. You just missed the executioner. He came in and asked if I could get some kind of rule to make Mark play more hands.
Uh-oh.
So here we go. He's in it. Unfortunately, he has not flopped the best of it here as.
And Rudy's not going anywhere. Rudy's wrapped.
Yeah. And Kevin, who just joined the table, is going to bet this one out aggressively. You see that Kevin there with the King Jack and the Jack High Diamond draw. He bets 150 and immediately called by Rudy with the up and down draw. Mark, having a good hand pre, lets that one go.
Lucy, I don't think she's going to come along after the bet by Kevin. She's played a lot with Kevin. She knows his stance, and so she's going to let this bad boy go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And so Kevin and Rudy heads up to a turn. Rudy looking for
his chips are going in no matter what.
Yeah, half the deck. He's only got 100.
Look at this
behind.
blind bet by Kevin.
There's the 9 and
Nothing, no help to him.
no help. So that's going to be even closer. They're more for Rudy. He can't fold now.
Top 2 for Kevo. Any diamond, any king seals the fate. Any 9 seals the fate. Rudy's looking for anything between a 4 and an 8.
He's got a lot of outs.
Look at that, 38% going into the river.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
On a straight draw.
And, well, there
There you go.
Ran it
There you
twice.
got the first one. And the 9 on the turn, so Kevin's going to have full up on the river, so they're going to get those chips back.
I love how players flip over their cards. Rudy sets them down and spreads them. Kevin takes them in a perfect rectangle and throws them where they'll fly out.
Yep. Expose all 4 cards. No reason to sit there and wait for one another. Just turn them over, and let's continue on to the next hand. So Rudy now 2 for 2 on getting it all in, and
He's going to be 3 for 3 on the next hand.
he's not rebuying until he has to.
You know what I haven't seen from him, though? Him talking into his watch. He likes to play like he has a smartwatch.
I was listening to the stream last week,
And he kept doing
and
it.
he kept talking into his watch like it was a smart watch.
Yeah, save that action for later. Remember, he raises with aces. He does stuff like that to his watch, and I love the action that he has. So here we go on to hand number 42.
42. Quite a bit of chips have been flying around. We started this game. They started playing about 6 o'clock, and we started the stream at 7, and there was just as much, if not a little bit more action in that first hour. I kind of wish we would have gone live early, but it has definitely been full.
Yes, and it's been full of action.
Yeah, the chips are definitely moving. Ruben here looking down at pocket aces with the suited ace of
Second
hearts.
time tonight. Second time.
Yeah, we did see a suited pocket aces
He
earlier.
didn't even raise it. He plays aces like I like to play aces in PLO.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a pair.
Just a pair.
I'd rather have Jack 10 9 8 than
Yeah,
pocket aces.
That's something I was talking about to the stream while you were away was the V-pips are across the board huge, but the pre-flop raises are not.
5-3 is so good.
And
Let's go, Mark.
It is good here. A 2-pair. We'll see how he chooses to play it here. He's got the 6-7 of Ruben behind him, though. And gut shots.
Bet it.
Gut shots for the executioner.
Bet it, Mark. Bet it.
If Mark raises, he's got a call.
Oh, what are you
He's
doing,
not-
Mark? Oh,
That's what
that's not even the one I'm looking for.
what the executioner was in here.
Yeah,
asking about.
this is the one I was looking for.
Now, come on. To be fair, bottom 2-pair in PLO sucks. And look at this
it does.
executioner.
But if he'd
Going
have potted it
runner.
right there and then potted it on the turn,
Oh,
the
he's
executioner wouldn't have got
He's
there.
got the image for sure, but The executioner might have called him down because that's how the executioner rolls, and he had gone runner for the straight. He's going to make a bet here that Ruben's not going to be able to call.
Yeah, there's no chance Ruben can call this. One pair is never any good in this game.
Yeah, and he lets that one go.
Oh, and hey, I got this special one for Carter in the chat.
There's Chris Carter.
5-3 was 100% golden on the flop. You potted on the flop, potted on the turn. Executioner cannot continue. But that I'm saying he cannot continue. He would have
I
continued.
started to say he was never letting go of that hand. He just once he decides he's playing poker, he's playing poker. But we were discussing the VPIPs are high, but the pre-flop raises have not been that crazy, which I see that a lot in PLO. A lot of players want to see flops. You don't want to bloat the pot too much. And at the end of the day, you're not going to get anybody to fold anyway, especially here in West Texas.
I got one more for Carter. Love you, Carter, man. When you heading back out to Vegas, man? It's good to see you in the chat. Look forward to seeing you in here. We got something new for you, Carter. I'm going to flip this over, and this is something you might actually want to take advantage of real fast. $3,000 guaranteed $65 tournament this Saturday at 3 p.m. That way you can jump in and bomb that tournament, take it home, and the winning hand is, of course, going to be 5-3.
Yeah, $65 reentry tournament, $3,000 guarantee every Saturday in June here at Kojak's. Low buy-in, high guarantee. The bankroll builder is here for the month of June.
Rudy's going to try to get as many chips as possible in.
Yeah,
He didn't say pot.
No, he just raised it to 50. Queen 6-6.
Any bet gets Kevin out.
Yep,
and
Kevin,
Rudy's going to say, we're going to just bet 50 like I want you to come along with.
Yeah, that's Kevin here.
I'd love to see a repot. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be so crazy.
But he's basically got bluff catcher here with the pocket nines. Not even very many good turn cards unless it's an 8. So he
Look at
does let that one
Smooth
go. Yeah.
fold. Able to chunk all 4 cards. And Rudy says, I had the ladies. Or not the ladies. I had the aces.
Yep, had the aces.
They traveling out. Who's going to get him on this hand?
But yeah, Kevin did play a lot of the PLO strings we used to have back in the day, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's
a PLO lover.
yeah, he's definitely experienced here. Him and Lucy both, like you said earlier, play. That's right. I knew he liked PLO.
Carter, I don't think I've ever asked you this. What is your favorite hand? I don't know what it is. I know you've told me, and I cannot remember. Shame on me. But what is your favorite hand? Because I'll have to start talking trash about it. I'm just kidding. I'm just curious just to know what it is. And I guarantee you I know what he's going to say.
I think I have an idea, too.
Any hand that wins. I think that's his answer. Any hand that wins. Come on, Carter. Waiting on this. He's over here typing quick. Oh, who is this coming into seat number 1? That looks like Mr. Bryce Wages.
Take a look here and get his stuff into the computer here.
And it absolutely is. Bryce played that free roll that he won a seat into and cashed pretty deep in it out in Vegas.
Oh, the golden ticket.
Yes,
thing?
the golden
What
ticket.
was that called?
$1 million free roll or something like that.
Chris, Charlie wants to know what your favorite hand is. That's what the question was.
Yes, and we can't say our answer because I think I know what it is.
I think I probably do as well.
Jack 3 in the lead of clubs. Winner. Zach has it. He's going to bet it, but he's not going to get much action because nobody really has much of that.
Now, Lucy calls. Lucy's got some outs here.
Well, she got 2 pair. Oh, that's why she called.
Goodness gracious me. Gets the boat on the river and all smiles and laughing. I think that's a tell, Charlie.
Zach must have said that king hit you, didn't he?
Yep, that's a tell. And Zach's gonna
He's going to fold. He showed his hand.
yeah, he's had the second nut flush on the turn at the board pairs.
Nailed it. The hand that
You
drags
did.
the pot.
You did. You called it.
Do you have any hand, Carter, that you're more likely to play than other hands? Not pocket aces, something crazy. Just a hand that you're like, I love this hand.
Do you even know what my favorite hand is?
Check 10?
No.
No, I don't.
5-7.
5-7.
5-7 suited.
Why?
I was 17 years old and drug like a $300 pot.
And that was huge.
And it was huge.
Yeah, that was huge.
There's a
Because you're my age. I know how long ago that was.
three, 4, 6 on the flop. I flopped the nut straight, and the guy had pocket threes.
Oh my gosh. And I bet your butt was puckered the whole time the turn and river were coming out.
I don't even remember how I played the hand. I just know it ended up being about a $300 pot, and for a 17, 18-year-old me, that was a big deal.
Y'all playing 50-cent dollar poker?
No, it was a 1-2 back then.
1-2?
Yeah, this is the late 90s. This is pre-money maker.
Yep.
1-2 was the game.
Isn't it crazy how Moneymaker changed the world of poker?
It's the definition of the poker boom.
Yeah, the satellite poker in it to win it, and it hits it down. All of these playable hands. The one that I like the least is Kevin's King of Clubs, 10 of Hearts, 5 of Hearts, 4 of Hearts.
That one doesn't connect very well, but he's going to play it.
Look
under
at his
the gun.
percentage though. He's pre-flop 20%, 6-way action 120, up for grabs to whoever not only hits it but wants it.
Ace, Queen, 5, rainbow here. That's going to be top 2 pair for Executioner, and
nobody
like
really
he's-
with all backdoor straight draws.
Yeah.
Kevin's the only one with the jack gut shot.
yeah, it's Executioner is going to bet 50 into this pot here, and it's going to be probably enough to take it down. Unless
No,
Rudy wants
you
to-
got
I didn't
Rudy
see
in
it.
the
He had
pot.
the Ace King. Yeah, Rudy's never going anywhere. 7 on the turn.
64 in Rudy's
That's
hand.
going to improve Rudy's hand. So now he's especially not going anywhere. Let's see if Executioner keeps up the pressure here.
Oh, I thought he was folding.
No, he was fake folding to see if Executioner was going to bet. Yeah, it looks like it went bet. And Rudy there,
Bet 15.
yeah, bet 15 and called, and
King on the river. Choppy chop.
Rivers it to chop it. Look at that smile there from Executioner saying, great call on the $15, sir.
He didn't want to take all Rudy's remaining
Nope.
chips.
So Rudy has chopped the last 3 or 4 pots.
Oh,
he's
that's
been
right.
Involved in now. You called it. Carter's calling 6-3 suited, Charlie.
I believe it, just because he has to one up my 5-3.
There you go.
He has to, and you have to 5-7 because you have to one up my 5.
My 5-7 was my favorite before I even knew who you were.
Okay, I'll give you credit for it. I'll give you credit.
That was 30 years ago.
Golly,
At least 30 years
back
ago.
in the 1900s.
Yeah, it was. Back in the 1900s.
Yeah, my little man said that to me. He's like, "Did y'all used to do that back in the 1900s?" And I stopped straight in my tracks.
It's a thing.
And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Back in the 1900s." And it had to dawn on me, he didn't see the 1900s. He has no idea what it is.
Not wrong. That's an accurate terminology.
That's not fair.
Buddha here going to be betting this one up to 60 with the pre-flop raise.
Welcome to the game, Buddha. Look at this. Carter likes ace, king, queen, double suited.
Ace, ace, king, deuce, tray. Yep, those are all good PLO and big O hands for sure. I don't know why, but I prefer the ace, ace, king, jack.
Ace, king, jack.
Or ace, ace, jack, 10.
Oh, I like jack, 10, 9, 8.
Well, that's a good one too.
And I don't even want him to be suited. I don't want to have to chase a jack high flush to be dominated by a queen. I want to hit that straight in the middle. Hey, look, aces made their way around in. Actions on Kevin to make the call. And he 3-bets it.
3-bet it. Interesting. Ace, ace, queen, 8 suited in spades for Kevin. And Buddha going to let that one go his first hand. Interesting there. And Zach here not really getting the odds to call anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody folding. So we've been playing poker 47 hands, 2 hours, and I think that's the first one we've seen taken down pre.
Yeah, that is right. But look at this. Pre-flop raise, what you were talking about earlier. Buddha raised it up to 40. He is the highest. He raised the first hand he sat down at.
One for 2 on pre-flop raise.
Yeah, I mean, we go all the way down. You saw the Executioner in here giving Mark hell earlier, and that's because his pre-flop raise is 6.
I don't even remember the 6.
Right? I think that's because he probably he straddled a hand maybe.
Plausibly, yeah.
And then he realized real fast, if I straddle a hand, the Executioner is going to re-straddle it, so I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, that or the Executioner threw out his chips when he wasn't looking.
Oh, or he threw out his own chips in front of him.
Threw Mark's chips out for him.
Yes. So here we go. Mark going to look down at ace, jack, 4 deuce. He's going to play this hand.
Suited ace.
10 to get in. And he does call the 20 straddle. Bryce straddled it his first hand.
And Zach's going to raise this one up, though. Ace, king, jack, 8. Dry ace of diamonds, but still connects well. And nobody wants to fold. They're going to call the extra 30, and we're going to go 4 ways to a flop.
West Texas heads up.
Queen,
Only at Kojax.
king, ace. That is a PLO high flop.
No jack 10. Two with diamonds. Zach's got the ace blocker and the ace king. If I was him, I would like to see a $200 bet right here.
Yeah, Zach could really barrel into this one and do a lot of damage.
And he checked.
King on the turn, that's going to lock it up for him, too.
Now he's got to check again. Definitely has to check.
Yeah, you went from betting pot to now you have to check to see if anybody gets home, and that's exactly what he does there. So Crystal puts out the last diamond. It's a 9.
$100 bet right here.
Bet best. You might bet 50.
But 50
Yeah,
looks
he
too
did.
suspicious.
He bet 50 though, and it's going to be good enough as Rudy's going to see it because he's got the 8-6 flush. So yeah, that was the amount. Zach heard me. And Mark here hasn't let it go because he has the jack high diamonds. He might fall into the same trap as he does. So by only betting 50, he got 100 out of it. So he's going to show the full house, and Rudy and Mark not going to believe it with the way that hand played out.
Look at the Executioner just smiling. I can read his lips. Boy, he just got you, Mark, didn't he?
So how do you feel about that overcall?
How do you feel about that? You just gave him $50.
He flatted an overcall.
Because you know he's digging it in right now. He's digging it in. He's like, yeah, I see your purpose right there. Jack high. Yeah, I see your purpose.
Yeah, no, over flatting, on a paired board.
And he can't say much because he just did that with a 15 while ago himself.
No, it's really hard to lay down $50 there when you have the nut flush.
Yeah, and there's 350 in the pot.
Yeah, so no
7-1.
No blame on there on Mark. We're just giving
look at this
because we can. Yeah, he did straddle, and look what the Executioner here.
So that's where his pre-flop raise came in a while ago.
Mark says after that, now you have to double straddle me, don't you? So this one's going to be 40 to play.
So here we go.
Zach here, no good there. Folds over to Lucy.
Lucy's going to call.
Ace 10, 4.
How much is it?
Suited ace.
She didn't even think that it's the Executioner, and it's probably getting raised when he looks down at
that
Jack
little
9.
side eye there, though. It's crossed her mind. Kevin got a really playable hand here, in my opinion.
I like those types.
Yeah.
I even like Rudy's
Jack
hand.
10, 10.
So hidden.
Oh, yeah. Rudy could definitely do some. No, actually, Kevin 3-bets to 150.
Rudy's not going to play now.
Playing again.
Oh, Rudy called.
It called.
Snapped it.
Yeah.
Half his stack.
He's got half his stack in there with the 4-3-3 deuce. You know he's going to be live. Executioner never going to fold just because it's definitely his ballpark. Lucy has the pot odds to come along as well. So we have a $640 pot here 4 ways. Ace, 8, king, 2 hearts. Kevin with the nut flush draw. Huge flop here for Kevin. And Rudy's going to put in the last of his money there as Kevin has bet huge. It's like Kevin bet the pot. Yeah, he did. And that's going to shut down the action. And Rudy's going to see that he's in trouble here to runner. Kevin already having the pair of kings, giving him the lead on the hand. And Rudy with the 3 deuce. He's needing a deuce. Or some running wheels. There's a 5. They're going to run it twice. See if his magic stays alive. A 6. Not going to quite do it there. Let's see it if you do it the second time. King not going to work. And the 9. So Rudy finally misses the splitting the pot game that he's been up to. So big flop there for Kevin. Even though he didn't make the hearts either time, he still ends up with the winner. Rudy there trying to figure out how he didn't get half the pot for once. All in works every time except the last one. But he does reach for more bullets because this game is still very alive here at Kojax on this Thursday night, where we've got not just this 10 on the button PLO action, but we've got 2 tables of 1-2 and a table of 5 on the button on the outer tables. Still plenty of poker to be played here at Kojax on this Thursday night. Charlie was saying, I think the storms were keeping everybody in, and then once we realized we were in the clear, everybody came out to play poker.
Yep.
And here we go again. Another straddle with a double straddle. Zach getting in on it this time. Executioner making it 20 and Zach making it 40.
Oh. And there's no scarcity of straddles on that end of the table. If you're going to straddle around the executioner, you better be ready to re-straddle him.
Oh, yeah. Ruben not having anything to fight with for the last little bit. Definitely cards have been cold. Lucy here with the ace, queen, 8, 6. A couple middling straight cards with the suited ace of diamonds. Kevin with the new monster stack. Pocket aces with the king tray, ace, king suited.
So once again, West Texas heads up.
Yeah, Rudy, don't know what he rebought for. It's showing 900 in the computer. That may be accurate. We'll find out here shortly. But he's going to 3-bet this one. He wants to make a run at those chips back and get some of that back by 3-betting pre-flop. So real quick, sorry we had to step out of the booth there for just a second, but Rudy got his new buy-in all in, and they ran it twice, and it looks like he's going to get half of it back here. He made hearts on that first board, but the aces, the flop set of aces for Kevin holds.
Not very often that happens either.
No.
Flop set does not hold up, and it made it to the river, and they did run it.
Yeah, Rudy bought in for 900 and immediately put it into the next hand.
That's the scary part with Rudy. I hate sitting at the table with Rudy and playing because at any point all of his chips are going in.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely a volatile player, but I feel like there's a method to his madness. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, even if he is a little crazy. I think he's doing it very intentionally. I respect that a crap out of Rudy's game, I will admit.
Yes. I mean, there's at no point, there's never any fear, and there's a lot of confidence in it, but it's not just crazily put in. It's very calculated put in.
Oh, no, like I said, it's unexpected, and it seems crazy, but I give Rudy a lot of credit.
When you go back and you analyze the hand that he just played, you're like, I see why he did that, because he's representing this, knowing where you're standing.
Yeah. No, like I said, he's a lot of fun to watch on these live streams. So I'm glad he is here. And it's definitely been him and the Executioner show. Looks like things have calmed down a little bit here as we've got a lot of limping going on around the table.
And you see that, like you said, a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, PLO games, there's a lot of limping that happens when players just don't want to overinflate the pot. But this one's got 140 in it.
7 players.
We're going everyone at the table. Oh, I know we had one fold.
Ace, king of hearts, 3 of spades. Nobody has ace, king in their hand.
Nobody has hearts in their hand with all these hands out
Ace,
there.
3 in Kevin's hand. Golly, 3-5 is so good. I mean, it's out there every time. That's because nobody wants it in their hand, so they leave it for the flop.
Yeah, I want Mark to hit a 6 gut shot straight here, but he's not going to get to see it to show the 7-4 to the Executioner. He could hit a jack or 6. But it's $70. That's a big bet. That's a big bet. I understand.
He's going to call it.
No.
Oh, come on, Mark.
Never in a million years.
Never in a million years.
Too much wisdom in that beard.
I'm gonna
have wisdom.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of these V pips and go out there and show them. Should I do that?
I mean, it's PLO, but Rudy is in the 90s. Executioner has fallen down to 76%. But
Zach's catching him. Zach's at 70.
Yeah, the PF. It's like Kevin and Buddha get some
hands in there and then,
make it a little more real.
We've got to start playing the knit game. Mark would still be standing.
Kevin here with the aces.
Ace jack playing.
Kicker plays that one off.
Look at that. His stack went from a barrel of green and 3 stacks of red to 2 barrels of green and 6 stacks of red.
Yeah, I think he only bought in for 800. I could be wrong.
Oh, we got to make the bottom stack.
Yeah, I don't think he bought in for the full 1,000. Either way, he's sat down and run well.
CCC represented in the house on the felt. And once again, Tuesday nights, you're missing out if you're not playing that insane monster free roll they have. $5,000 to $6,000 plus in the prize pool. Tuesday night starts at 6 p.m. Celebrity Card Club, Odessa, Texas.
One of the best 2 o'clock games in the state.
We were talking about that right when you stepped out. If you're supposed to be at work and your wife thinks you're at work, and you can sneak out of the office, man, we call it coffee 30 because it is crazy 30 over there.
Yeah, I was at Celebrity last week, a couple weeks ago.
Another trips in the hand.
Yep, and they were lining up at the door at 1:30.
Golly.
Queen 5 King Rainbow here. Lucy 2 pair, kings and 5s, top bottom pair. She's going to bet this one out 50 to play. Don't know if anybody can come along. Rudy may peel another card for funsies, but now decides not to as he's built his stack back up. Buddha here, he's got some back door draws for sure. Bottom pair.
I love those.
Bottom 2 pair.
I love those 70s style frames on his glasses.
He's got a great table image. I hate to say that I don't know him, but
yeah, he looks like a poker pro when you just look at him.
He's got a fantastic table image. Absolutely love it.
He's played a lot of the bigger tournaments, and he's seen the poker pros, how they play at the table, and he's kind of adopted that image to him.
Well, I hope he doesn't expect poker pro play out of this table sometimes. Lucy here going to put in the 200, and Buddha here, that's not a great turn card for him. He's still got 2 pair. A lot of draws haven't got there, so he is going to come along still. A river tray. No help to any player. Lucy going to have a better 2 pair here, but this is probably going to go check, and Buddha going to see the bad news. A lot of players there will be betting their draws that don't get there.
Oh, look at this.
Calling.
Joseph Aaron, what are you doing, baby? Jumping in the chat, but he's jumping on the relic. Kevin, I love it.
There you go.
Welcome in. This man's already he's up. He bought in for $800 and he's up $1,065. We'll put up the real quick since the stream started. They were already up and down before we started, but since the stream started, Rudy's got some makeup to do, but one hand could take away.
Yeah, and like I said, according to those numbers there, they're not 100% accurate. It's when we started the stream. Rudy was way up pre-stream. They played for about 45 minutes, so I don't think he's down 1,800. But
that's just since the stream started for 52 hands.
I know he's down probably 1,000 of that 1,800 because he bought in for 9 just a moment ago.
Oh, that's right. That's
and
right.
I think he probably bought in for 5, the min. So he's probably down about $400.
Lucy will be playing this. She likes those nut flush draws. Buddha's going to be playing this. He's got 5-3. He knows what he knows. I mean, he knows 5-3.
Executioner looks at his hand for some reason and calls the 25. I don't know.
He usually doesn't do that, does he?
Looking at his hand, yeah.
He's good to go to the river without looking, isn't he? Rudy, we saw Rudy do it a while ago.
Rudy did it earlier.
No Mark. Mark must have had 2 blank cards.
Yeah. I think there's an Applebee's gift card somewhere in that
what did
deck.
I say? What did I say a while ago? 5-3 is so good.
And Buddha's got it.
Yeah, I know.
See how he plays it. We've got Lucy.
Ruben has it.
Lucy's got the open-ended. Ruben is 2 pair as well. Buddha here going to bet his bottom 2 pair.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you play 5-3.
He's got this third nut flush draw.
Look at those eyes.
And it's a big bet, too.
Lucy's not going anywhere.
I don't know. She's got the nut flush draw, deuce 4.
She's not going anywhere.
No, I'm not saying she's not going to fold, but, Ruben called and that's...
Ruben called. She folded because Ruben called.
Yeah, but I think he's still got a call there. But she saved $200-some here. We'll see the board pair on the turn. That's going to give...
Buddha.
Nobody, nothing. Still going to be...
Buddha's got king 5.
Yeah. And a 3 on the river... 5-3 for Charlie. Buddha's just going to check it and see what happens. Ruben's going to bet this out. There's a lot of worlds where 9-5, 9-3 are there.
Yeah.
But I'm looking you're going to see Buddha bet fold this one for just 175.
Chris Carter, you in the chat? You still in here, Chris?
5-3 is home. Yeah, Buddha here. There's too much in the pot to fold it for just 175. So. You're going to see a chop here. Buddha's, that you can give your opponents credit for 9-5 a lot of the time, but
he does make the call.
Yeah, I can't fold for just $175 there.
If somebody's got 9-5, 9-3, you just give them
Yeah,
your money.
Joni saved more money than I would have. I think I would have had to peel one more card for that nut flush draw.
I think I would have potted it right there and made the 5-3 fold.
Well, you've got the wheel draw and the spade draw.
Give the Carter's in the chat. Love you, Carter. Give Joni's hand to Rudy, and I think that hand would have ended on the turn.
It's plausible. A pot-sized bet on that turn.
Pot size flop, and then repot on the turn.
Now, how much? You said Buddha plays a lot of tournaments, travels around, and how much experience does Rudy and Joni and these guys have with?
I don't
Buddha?
think very much at all.
Yeah,
Not in cash game.
That's what I was just saying. I don't know. Even though he's a reg here at not a super reg like that, I didn't know how often he gets to get into these cash games.
Oh, Carter's right. Texas Tech just took the lead on Texas, top of the 6th, 2-0 in the NCAA Women's College World Series Finals.
It's the best of 3. Everybody enjoy a third game out of it. Executioner getting aces. One of them suited with hearts. 3 bets this one to 110 after Rudy raised to 25.
We've noticed Rudy and Ruben did not raise aces at all. But the Executioner says, welcome to my house.
Oh, yeah. And Mark called the 25, so maybe he's just punishing Mark more than anything. Mark going to get out of the way and kiss that 25 goodbye.
It's such a sad feeling watching your beautifully earned green chip heading towards the middle.
So heads up to the Rudy Executioner show. 10-9 tray, 2 spades out there. Rudy with the queen high at flush draw. Executioner with the dry ace of spades. Still ahead with the pocket aces. See how much he wants to bet this one here. It's going to go check, and there's a ace on the turn.
Rudy knows he's dead.
Yeah, that's...
well, I don't know.
I wonder if he reps it here, though, is the problem. I think the Executioner could have checked that.
You see him ducking down when he slid those chips in like he was being sneaky?
Like he was being sneaky with it, but Rudy can't call here. I mean, he may. He's got the queen high spades. He thinks it could be good, but the ace of spades is unaccounted for as Executioner has it in his hand. So it's not super easy for Rudy to make this call here.
Can the Executioner talk Rudy into making that call?
It's possible. He did, apparently. The 6 on the river changes nothing. Executioner's set of aces is going to be best. And you're liable to see this one go check just in case. Not much got there, but
7-8, but nobody has it at this point.
Yeah, if you got trip aces here, it's the only thing that's going to call you 7-8.
Can Rudy, I was going to say, can Rudy represent the 7-8 since he's got both 7 blockers?
It's possible. Definitely would have been
more chips in a stack. I think we could have seen
next level thinking there if that would have been the case. You know, the
straddle.
Yeah, we got.
Let's see if Buddha sees it.
Is he reaching? No, he's just organizing.
Oh, if he was to straddle, I could see it going further around.
Chris Carter, I read that on Twitter not too long ago. That's pretty funny.
No, it's not. That is not funny. I wasn't even going to acknowledge it. But me and Carter do have one thing in common. OU sucks.
That's true.
And we'll always have that
Whether
in common.
you're a Tech fan or a Texas fan. Everybody agrees OU sucks. I'm not affiliated with any of them, so I'm unaffected.
If you had to choose a college, who would you choose for? D1.
If I had to choose for a D1 college,
yeah, football. Who do you like to hear wins?
It's like even a pro football.
Who do you cheer for in NFL?
I like football. Period. I'm not a fanatic for any team.
You don't get excited when one team wins?
Oh, I went to Western Texas and Tarleton, and I didn't go to any of these schools, so I have no affiliation.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I don't mind people that do. I just can't get behind any colleges or pro teams.
I will always be a Cowboys fan, even though they suck, and I can admit they suck. And
I don't root against the Cowboys. How's that?
Okay, that works. You're good in my book.
I don't root against the Cowboys one iota. No, I don't even bet, Chris. I don't even gamble sports.
That sounds like a person that just said, "What's your favorite hand?"
Whichever
the one that
hand
scoops
drags the pot. Yeah.
Yes, spoken like a true money raker right there. He just likes money. That's what he likes. 10.
Another 7 onto this turn. Let the graphics say. It looks like it was a bet and a fold. It looks like Kevin might have bet that there.
Zach bet. Yeah, Kevin bet that.
The graphics shows Zach won, but I'm not sure. It looked like the pot got shipped the other direction.
Yeah, that we had a quick
Yeah.
correction.
Yeah, Kevin stacking chips there.
Oh, his second floor tower reds now outlast the greens.
Now, I guess I have to take a little bit of that statement back because I did really fall in love with the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Early when they came to Texas, I went to a lot of their games the year they won the Stanley Cup, and I really got to know the Stars really well. And so I can say that I did have a soft spot for them for a long time. So I still like to see them win. Unfortunately, they got really close this year, but did not pull it out.
I have never been to a hockey game, and I keep getting told I've missed out in life.
It sounds very stereotypical, but it is very, very, very true. Hockey is one of the few sports that's better in person than it is on television because there's so much going on that's not on the camera.
So I have been to one NBA game in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That is one more NBA game than I've watched on TV. And I've always, I flipped through and I tried to watch it. Even during the Jordan era, I'd watch a few plays and then just really watch ESPN to watch the highlights. But now that I've been to a game, I still haven't watched one on TV, but it was so exciting because I'm cheering for them to score. And then all of a sudden I'm cheering for defense and then I'm cheering for them to score. It was back and forth and so exciting. And in NFL, you're just really sitting there.
I can honestly say I would rather watch TV. I'd rather watch football on television. Because it's so much easier to see. Even when we go to the Cowboys game, you're looking at that television up top more.
Oh yeah, because it's 70,000 inches wide.
But at the end of the day, football I'd rather watch on television just because you can see everything a little bit better. The stadiums are so big. I've been to games. I've been to all sports games. Baseball is just fun because of the atmosphere. I will say that.
Seventh inning stretch, singing it.
Yeah,
baseball's romantic.
Atmosphere is cool for baseball. Football, I'd rather watch on television. Rudy reaching for some more cash there. Don't blame him.
Those are big face Benjamins right there.
And but hockey, you need to go. It truly is a lot of fun.
You were talking about football. I went to. When I was younger, I didn't know that they actually take timeouts when the game is live for commercial breaks. And when I went to my first NFL game, it was a televised game. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the heck are they doing? How are they getting so many timeouts?
TV timeouts.
And then I realized that it's commercial time for the TVs, and a game that normally takes, just an hour and 15 minutes, all of a sudden took an hour and 45 minutes because of all the timeouts they take.
It's Jerry's World, Cowboy Stadium made a difference with that big television and with all the amenities. It's definitely better than it was way back in the day to go to a Cowboys game.
I went to the Cowboys-Eagles game this year. I was really excited to go to that.
Yeah.
And they got blown out.
Well, they just announced the schedule. They're playing each other for the first game, so the Cowboys get to be there for the Eagles to raise the banner.
Yes, and they did that on purpose. They did that crap on purpose.
Buddha here flopping the joint. Sevens full of jacks. He's going to play it slow.
Hey, speaking of sevens full of jacks, that would have got us on the board of the Fortune 500.
Fortune Frenzy.
Not in PLO, but in Hold'em.
The Fortune Frenzy and the Hold'em. That's still going on. I think it's 5,600 right now.
Yeah. No, I think it's more.
Is it more than that?
I think it's over 6,000 now. I don't know.
I think it is over 6,000 now. I have so many clubs to keep up with the
6,000. Could you imagine that? Walking in here, playing for a couple hours, walking out with 6,000 extra.
And I will say, I was just out on the floor and we were talking about the Fortune. At the end of the day, the Fortune Frenzy, in my opinion, and not really just my opinion, but also because I've seen it in other markets, it's easier to hit than the Flush Frenzy, and I'll tell you why.
So we get this conversation a lot here, and everybody says, no, the Fortune Frenzy is easier to hit because all you have to do is get 2 suited cards. You have the same percentage to hit Ace King or something.
But here's the thing. You're playing any 2 suited cards, and your opponents are playing any 2 suited cards going after the Flush Frenzy, and it makes for crazier poker.
Yes.
Poker players prefer the Fortune Frenzy because it's regular poker.
It's better hands.
You're playing your Ace X's suited. You're playing Broadway cards, pocket pairs. And so it's easier on poker players, the Fortune Frenzy, than it is the Flush Frenzy. Because
we heard that a lot, that the Flush Frenzy made the game crazy. We even had some text messages said, text me when the Fortune Frenzy over and I'll come play.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of the grinders.
Oh, yeah.
Because it made their variance higher on their hands because they were playing the pocket aces, but they were getting called by 46 suited of diamonds.
Oh, yeah. if they're lucky. Two eight
Yes.
of diamonds is because somebody needs a diamond flush. So the Fortune Frenzy, like I said, everything's
But a lot loved it.
got their pros and cons. But the Fortune Frenzy, it's 4 hands in 4 hours. For those that haven't heard us say it before, flop any set of 7s or better, and hold up any Broadway straight,
Ace high flush.
ace high flush, and the ace in your hand, which isn't that hard because you're playing a lot of ace X suited, and then the full house 7s full or better. So just by the normal course of play, actual real play with real cards, you can hit those 4 hands and get over $6,000 here at Kojak's. And like I said,
It's going to build fast.
the poker players like the Fortune and the gamblers like the Flush Frenzy.
Oh, yes. And you know West Texas better than anybody. You know there's a lot of gamblers out here.
Ace, 8, deuce, deuce, 4. A lot of nothing for anyone out there. Kevin
reads up on it, says I've got an 8 with a queen kicker, and I bet nobody else has an 8.
and this bet's going to get through here. Mark it. Hand number 58.
I don't even think a gust of wind could get through Mark's T-shirt right now. He's so tight.
Kevin takes that one down with a bet.
You know, I've watched Mark play Hold'em, and Mark plays a lot of hands in Hold'em. But when it comes down to PLO, he's a little snug as a bug.
He's pretty snug.
Or
at
is that
Hold'em,
because
too.
because the Executioner is to his right with a 2-story tall tower?
I don't know why he sat to the right of Executioner number 1, but you know, the one thing I love about Mark is he loves the game of poker, and although he's not much of a gambler, he can play a 1-2 game,
or he can play a 100.
and he's played the 20-40 in Vegas.
Golly,
and he plays them all the same.
All the same.
He plays.
He's probably a winning player too.
Oh, he is a winning player. He plays the sport, and he'll play any game but any stakes anywhere in the country. But he plays the 1-2 exactly how he does it.
I love it because a lot of
40-40
times you see players change their games to the level that they're playing.
No, he's not playing for the dollars. He's playing for the
passion,
for the competition and the love of the game. That's one thing I will give him. So when he makes those big laydowns, he feels like that's his winning move for the win, not so much for the money.
Look at Rudy laughing, flops the boat,
plays it off. Ace on the turn. It's not going to give him any action, unfortunately, but it does pick up spades for
him.
Yeah, I thought it blinked. I thought it was Buddha's hand, but Buddha's going to be the one to take the bait here.
Yep, hook, line, and sinker.
And Executioner's coming along with the open-ended. Jack on the river doesn't change anything for anybody.
Rudy should check it.
Yeah, if he's going to make.
Oh, he checked it. Oh, he didn't get what he wanted.
That was the only way he was going to get paid, is to check that there.
Yeah, he bets he gets same result.
Yeah. So flopping the boat, starting to stack some of those chips. You see his chip stack there is incorrect. We'll get that updated as best as we can. But it's only showing him to have like $400. But we can see there he's got about 1,200 plus. But that happens in the cash games, especially with
add-ons and everything.
Add-ons and running it twice, 3 times. The computer doesn't know what's going on.
Do they make RFID chips?
They do.
Oh, coming soon to a Kojak's near you.
They're almost there. The technology is a little bit lacking. Believe it or not, back when I used to do live streams 10 years ago, the first thing that came out was weighted chips.
So the table
would weigh the chips, and the computer program would basically could tell by the different various weight styles what the total weight was.
Oh, that would be terrible if you spilled a drink on the table.
That was the very first trying to calculate the chips.
We're gonna have a pot, aces and kings and queens in hands right here.
Yeah, Kevin just called.
Was that back in the 1900s?
It was close to the 1900s, but it wasn't quite in the 1900s. But yeah, this is Mark's even going to come along for 20 here. Execution is going to raise this one up with the worst hand out of all 5 to 70.
He doesn't hold that 33% pre-flop raise for no reason, and everybody jumps along.
Yep.
I mean,
370 this pot 5 ways. 9, 6, 9, 2 clubs.
I see no 9.
No one has a 9.
Or clubs.
Nope, no clubs.
7-8. No 7-8.
We'll see if. Yeah, it's going to check around. There's
There's a 10 high straight for the
7,
Executioner.
so the Executioner's going to have best here with the 10-8, and I think it's going to let everybody know right here with probably a bet of about 150. No, he's going to play it sneakily. How about another 9 on the river, giving Kevin the boat?
Oh, he should have bet it right there.
Yep, and would have drugged that pot if he'd have bet that straight. But it's hard to bet a straight with.
He might get a call from if the Queen's call. The Kings may call too.
Buddha may call,
because it wasn't represented.
Yep, there's the hand to the face there for Mark as he says, "Oh man, what do I do here? Pocket kings. The only thing that beats me is a 9 or pocket aces, and he don't think it's going to have a 9 there.
2 hands beat me.
Yeah, somebody might have betted out on the flop to deny any equity on the draws.
Can he give Kevin? Or no, because the Executioner raised it.
Yeah, there's no way he can put Kevin on aces. Period. End of story. Kevin limp called.
He puts him on anything. He puts him on 9x.
Yeah, and so the 225, and there's 820 out there. I don't hate a call or a fold here.
What about a raise?
No, I don't think there's any world you can't raise without the quads. Obviously,
I know. Represent it.
Nah. I don't.
WWCD. What would Carter do? Carter would raise. He would pot the heck out of this.
Yeah, and he's still got the Executioner behind him, which isn't a big deal, but. Yeah, he's going to put together a call here, and I don't hate it. It's
at that point, Buddha knows he's beat.
Yeah, Buddha knows that he's cooked, but yep, he does make the call. So that's going to do it for the Executioner, and Kevin's going to show the aces, and Mark's going to be like, "Dadgummit."
Team Kevin, chime it in.
He has done nothing but run up that stack as soon as he sat down. Like I said, I don't hate the laydown or the call for Mark there. It was 225 into a pretty good sized pot.
He's going to have a third stack of greens now.
Yeah, there was.
Look at this. He looks away, just knows, calm, cool, and collective. Here goes the rest of it. 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, shipped all the way.
Yep, Crystal there pushing that big pot.
Ooh.
A green chip.
That was a greenie.
A green chip tip there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dealers do appreciate all those tips. We do this for y'all, and y'all showing us back love like that.
Especially when he's a manager of dealers over at Celebrity Card Club for us in Odessa, so he knows.
Setting the standard high. Look at this. Let's go, Kevin. Come on, baby.
Like I said, he sat down and spun it up immediately, and it has continued to go up. But tough one there for Mark.
So as a player,
on aces.
Here's a question. As a player, sitting next to Rudy's got a stack about 1250 there. Is it? He's sitting right next to a wall. The Great Wall of Kevin.
Yeah.
Is that intimidating?
Not for anybody except Rudy.
Look at this. He says real quick, I haven't looked at my hand.
Yeah, for anybody else but Rudy, plausibly.
10, 20, 40.
Yep. Nah, Buddha probably won't.
Oh, is it a bomb pot?
No. They made it.
Oh, Kevin just called.
It was a straddle and a restraddle. No, Kevin straddled, and I think Rudy double straddled 40.
Oh, we're going to have all kinds of action.
Yeah, a lot of limping here for this 40. It's going to be a big pot.
Oh, Joni. No, come on, Lucy. Pot it.
Squeezable hand, but not going to happen. She's just going to make the call there.
Rudy's playing it with trip 10s.
Yeah, Rudy's got the double straddle on.
But he does have the ace high flush draw.
True. No, he's going to let it go, though. Not going to play his
Come on, 10 on the flop. 10 on the flop.
5 ways to a flop, 210 in the middle. 4, 8, 6, 2 spades.
All the spades sitting in Buddha's hand.
Yeah, Buddha.
With the open ender.
Yeah, he's got the 7, 9. You may see him, but yeah, he is going to bet this here. And he's a bet at least 100. See what he made it here. Yeah, bets 90.
He's very calculated also with his bets.
Oh, yeah. Zach,
I don't hate a call.
well, there's a lot of cards that improve. A lot of good turn cards for
This
you.
is the hard reason why you don't really want to play hands like that, because it gets you in positions like that.
Yeah, drawing money. And Rudy, of course, lets the trip 10s in his hand go. So Buddha, the benefactor of the straddle and double straddle there. Let's see if he repays the favor, because Rudy's going to straddle here.
If he straddles, he's just waiting to see if Buddha wants him to straddle.
Well, we saw Buddha straddle earlier.
Yep.
Maybe he's still in the mood to double straddle. We've got about 20 minutes left of this stream, this $10 PLO game. As you can see, it is not slowing down a one iota. It's going to continue on past the stream. So if you are near us here at Kojak's in Midland, we've got 2-1-2 tables, a 5 on the button table, and a $10 PLO table. And it's just a Thursday night, Charlie.
It's time to action. Everybody's getting ready for what's coming Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday is going to be a lot of fun here, and that low buy-in, $3,000 guaranteed bankroll builder tournament, and you're going to be here for it.
Yep, and first place, it's going to be over $1,000.
Yeah, I might be here for it.
Shoot, ladies and gentlemen, you hear that? Free money might be on the felt. And
I don't know if I'll play in it, but I'll bet.
So Rudy picking up the aces and just calls the 10.
Just called the 10. Interesting.
Look at that, halfway interested. Well, I know why he's halfway interested. The basketball game's on.
True. Yep. 6-10 deuce, 2 diamonds. No one with a real diamond draw.
Rudy without a red card in his hand.
Top set for Kevin, and Mark's going to bet this one out with the middle set. And Executioner calls.
Carter 2-1. Texas Tech over Texas right now.
So Mark bets a hand, and he's betting right into top set on a pretty dry board for PLO.
I was thinking this was last hand when Rudy had the 3 10s. I was like, wait a minute.
Even Lucy here thinking about calling. She's got calling chips in her hand. Gut shots abound and bad diamonds.
Backdoor straight flush draw for her. Well, the 9's
She's
gone.
going to come along as well.
9 of diamonds is gone.
Kevin here, does he announce his hand or does he just call?
He just called. Oh,
no.
By just called, I meant just called it to 310.
Yeah, by just called means, yeah.
He did the old rounders. I call your 10 and raise you 300.
He threw some black chips out there with those reds. And there's the side for Mark. He is sitting with middle set knowing.
Oh, it's that over set.
Kevin's not doing anything like that without the pocket 10s, period. The worst.
He's never played with Kevin.
Yeah, but still, though, a 3-bet after 3 callers like that, a bet and 2 callers, and then a 3-bet to 310, a healthy one. The middle set's just never going to be good here. At best, you're up against.
Look at that. He makes some big laydowns at the right times.
I'm telling you, it's not about the money for this guy. I'm telling you, he just likes to play good poker.
And he's going to go back and watch this and say, suckers, I made the right play.
Yeah, he, like I said, we watched him run event number 5 or 6. Remember, he got heads up with VAC for the trophy.
The high roller.
Yeah, he got heads up with VAC for the trophy.
Joni says,
Joni's just
all you can
gamble
eat
here. And
she's got a gambling type hand, though. She got 98.5 in her hand, 5-3.
A lot of good turn cards.
I'm on her team. Joni's going to win this hand. She's got 5-3, 4 on the turn.
Rooting for a 4 here.
Here we go. We automatically got a 3-1. It hadn't updated yet, Carter. Automatically rooting for a 4 just because 5-3 is in the hand.
King
running it twice.
There's the 4 of diamonds. Look at that. Oh, and how about quads on the second one? Chop it up. Oh, they ran it 3 times.
Uh-oh. What's the third one? We can't see it.
Our software has just struggled.
Oh, I can't see what it is. It's in the way.
Yep. Well.
So let's see how many times she chops it up.
Well, it's gonna be 2/3 either way.
Oh, so she's bringing it all in. She's doing it the correct way. A lot of times you'll see the dealers pull back half the last bet.
Right.
Oh, 3-way. She's chopping it in thirds. So who's going to get the other third?
Yeah, Joni nodding her head. Maybe she caught a diamond. Because she got the 4. We saw the gut shot on the 4, but the 4 was a diamond. But if she caught another diamond there.
1 to Joni and the rest to Kevin.
Okay, so the one she hit we saw with the 4. And so Kevin's at top set hold. We saw him turn quads on the middle board. Just couldn't see that bottom board just quite.
Joni actually may have made some money on that hand.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people in pre on that one for 50.
Yeah,
like I said, and there was a flop bet of 50.
Team Kevin, stand up. So, yeah, he's about to have to go to the 3rd tier.
No,
what do you do at this point? Do you start stacking them in front of your stack, or do you just keep going up?
I've never had that many chips.
So when I buy, I'll buy into a 5-10 game. Completely lying right here, but I'll ask for all dollar chips so that I can build a tower. What do you think about those guys that build those astonishing towers?
I don't know.
Annoying or not?
I mean, I don't
bump the table.
I don't find it annoying. I'm not going to bump the table, but if I'm in a prestigious tournament with 90-minute levels like the WSOP something or other,
yes,
I'll excuse it. There's a lot of boredom in those tournaments.
Oh, how many people watch movies?
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch.
I mean, you gotta download some big movies because the amount of phones in that room pulling in cell phone signal.
Yeah.
Do they up their internet service provider for free Wi-Fi?
I don't have a clue.
I mean, just imagine the sheer broadband width of Wi-Fi
Trust
that
me.
has to go in those
I may
hotels.
be headed to Vegas to give our ticket winners away,
Oh,
and I was thinking, I could live stream them, this, that, and other, but I don't know if I can. Because
no, you
the
can't live
band,
stream.
the band. No, I'm talking about when I'm buying them in. Not
Oh,
at the table.
you would have to video it and then put it.
Yeah,
later.
I don't think there would be the bandwidth, even on just a standard cellular network, to do
Right.
a live stream.
Because you're talking about 8,000 players sitting in the room.
Oh yeah,
3,000 at a time.
everybody's on their phone. Even if they're not on their phone, their carriers are still
Because they
connected.
blog. That's why they blog it, because you can't get enough bandwidth to live stream it.
So it's, if
I don't even know if they allow live streaming.
They do. They just put up new rules this year for doing it at the table.
Okay, you can't do it if you're playing.
Yeah, you can't be like around the table recording, but I'm talking about over in the lobby where I'm signing people up,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Talking to
Holding your phone up
players.
high, looking at the players. There's Daniel. Hi, Daniel. 4-1 Tech. Carter's starting to brag now. Yep, it just updated. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
Rudy here going to be betting out this King Jack 8-7 on this 6-9-7 board, and it's going to work here. It's Kevin Rubin's deck is just not cooperating. The cards have not been fighting his direction. He was involved quite a bit early, built up a stack. He's still up for the night, a little over $400 on the night, but hasn't got to play much since.
Nope. You know who got really quiet lately? Zach.
Oh yeah. Well, we saw Zach rebuy early into the stream, or either right before or right in the beginning of the stream. So I know he's up by just barely up, but he's had the execution on his right, which was just on a tirade for a good hour and a half. So it's tough. It's tough to him to do too much. But now it's been a game of a lot of action, but
Then
we
tough
also
as nails,
had-
Kevin sits down at the table, and you can't do much with the executioner to your right, and Kevin running hot as
Yeah.
hell. Kevin sitting 2 seats behind you.
Yep. Mark's going to try to battle again, calling the 10 with the ace, king, queen, 5, rainbow.
So, question.
Executioner coming along as well.
He gets in a lot of weird spots where he makes big folds. Could he eliminate some of those by potting it early, or would there be just too much action to follow?
Not in a game like this. Most PLO games, probably. But in this game,
Normal ones?
yeah, in this game, all you're doing is bloating the pot, raising it pre-flop too much.
Yeah, because like this right here, raised to $25. All of a sudden, we have 7 players, 175 in the pot.
Yeah, no, this 25 has just been the raise just to build something to fire at for sure, because there's been a lot of limping pre-flop. But like I said, we're 7 ways to a flop, but that just doesn't happen
Anywhere.
in many places.
And here we are. Everybody has big hands, and here comes a flop. 8-4-3.
8-4-3. Buddha with the only spade draw.
2 pair also.
Yeah. You might see him. Actually, he's going to get bet
Who-
into here.
yeah,
Lucy
Lucy.
with the ace, king, king, 4. She's playing.
So does he pot it here to chase away the bigger flush draws, or is he worried about a set?
Well, with Lucy betting out, she doesn't do that very often. Let's be real. She bet a pot size bet. He's got to put her on a set.
He's going to his 3rd stack.
Yeah, unless he's just going to try to take it right here. Yeah, he's going to raise it up. And gutsy play, to be honest, because Lucy's not doing this without a set typically.
Yes.
We see that she's representing just the ace of spades, the dry ace of spades, and the pocket kings to fall back on. But
Now, and she called, so she's essentially looking for the board to pair
and that might be
a
what
4.
that might be what Buddha was looking to do. There's
Check,
the
check.
spades. That's going to be over for there.
Maybe running it twice.
That's going to be a full house for Buddha. He turns his cards over. I don't think they ran it twice.
She,
It's
I love it when players
nip of
pop
the
their cards like
there.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't get it in. She didn't call it off good, but she was obligated because she already put it in.
Oh, she's reaching for her purse. She ain't done.
No.
She turned around. She said, "Chips."
Like I said, we've only got about 10, 12 minutes left of the stream, but this game's going to continue on. So if you are nearby to Kojaks, and look at that perfect timing there, Rudy, with the chips and hot dog. We've got hot dogs, we've got nachos, we've got
Pizza.
we've got all kinds of stuff here in our new snack bar, and we've got 3 outer tables, plus this table is going to continue on.
Look at that tower.
It's Thursday night, but it feels like a Friday or Saturday here for the poker.
It sure does. If you plan on calling in sick, Chase, are you closing tonight? Okay. I was going to say, make sure we keep this game going 24 hours tonight. So head on in. Robert's here. Yeah. Yeah. So make
He
sure
can
you
handle
come on in and let's make a 24-hour night out of it. Joni Rebind, 500. Hold on. I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Chase real quick so he can jump in and say hi.
Yeah, we talked about Poker Atlas a little bit.
Oh my God, what is the consensus on that? Do we have any fans at all of the changes?
At the end of the day, I've gotten about, I think the last I counted was 872 texts. It was a lot of texts over the last 24 hours from players and managers and even dealers saying, what in the world? At the end of the day, nothing has truly changed except all players have lost their custom names and you can't see who's on the wait list anymore.
So Mexecutioner, unfortunately, is going to have to be MXC.
Yeah. And but to be fair, we can change it in the house here.
Right.
Put it on their A list, whatever the case may be, but people still can't see it on the waiting list.
Yes.
So the
hot dog is gone.
Yeah, that was a quick hot dog. the $5 monthly charge gets you whatever your custom name is back, and you can see the who's on the list. But
we have a nosy dealer here, I will not name names, who did decide to pay for it just so she could look around and see who's on that list.
Hey, that's what it's for right now. But I'm refraining from making too many comments or talking about it too much because I don't know if they continue or if they change something else. There's a lot of being upset in the poker world,
yes,
over this change, and so who knows? You could see a reversion. You could see them lean into it, and because I'm telling you, I thought it was going to be more than this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, poker players are there's a vanity game as well. They would have paid $5 a month just to have their name big and purple. You know what I mean, on the list. Who knows? But denying someone a product is tough.
And Ruben goes from 2-pair to a straight here. Speaking of Poker Atlas.
4, 5, 6, 7. Lucy's got the nut diamond draw, which she just binks on the river. This one checked through. She wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, so Ruben saved some money. And he's not going to enjoy calling anything here, but it is only 45. He may make a crying call here again.
He might be priced in. Oh, and he loses his cards.
Or did something? Why is...
Oh, he's got him.
No, he's still got him. They were hidden behind the graphic there. Yeah, like I said, he may have to make a crying call here, betting 45. But he knows that Joni's not going to do this with anything less than what he's already got. So
cards have been loosed, irrespective of the bet size.
I'm not going to lie, Charlie. How many ace-high flushes have we seen tonight?
Shaking his head.
I don't know how many we've seen. The flushes have been a rare bird today.
Yes. We saw a 10-high flush win a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen any.
I'm not sure that I don't remember an ace-high flush even winning tonight. That's typically the fashion in PLO is a lot of flushes, but the ace-high, I know the ace-high flushes have been super rare tonight, if that might have been the first one.
Well, this is an unbelievable game with an unbelievable roster, and we are putting together a 5 on the button game for next week.
Did you hear that?
5
on the
OTB,
button.
NLH.
So you just heard it. Charlie from the man, the general manager here at Kojaks, 5 on the button live stream next Thursday.
We all know.
Chase, 5 on the button. Five on the button is going to be next week's stream. Chase will get the list up.
Put your 3 letters on the Poker Atlas.
He'll activate it and put your name on there. Not that anybody can see it unless they pay the $5.
And by the way, I have tried PNS and ASS on Poker Atlas, and neither of them will allow me to add myself to the wait list. So,
well, that's funny.
I won't tell you the other ones I want to try, but all right, I'm going to turn it back over to Charlie now because he's a professional.
Yeah, we've got about a little less than 10 minutes left of the live stream. But this game is not going anywhere. We've seen lots of rebuys. There's lots of money on the table, plus all the outer tables that are probably waiting to get in line on this table. And
they see Kevin's got some money, Aaron. They're going to be lining up.
Kevin's
got a stack.
Yeah, he walked in and he's pretty much tripled up.
Kilted Kevin. That's what we're going to call him. Kilted Kevin tonight. Kent Quick has their own bottled water now. You see that in
I
his.
saw that. Yeah. So no one holding any ace to combat Buddha there. Executioner. Let's take a quick look at the chip stacks. Like I said, they're not 100% accurate because some of the buy-ins occurred before the stream. But you see Kevin there, 2,400. We do know that he was in for 8 and has tripled that, Charlie, in the last hour.
3x. I mean, show me another job where you can sit here for an hour and make $1,600.
I'm telling you, Executioner, who's got a bullet or two in, but nowhere near the 2,400 he has in front of him, so he is up for the evening. Ruben's up for the evening. Zach is a little bit up. I want to say he's in for 1,000, maybe 12. He's barely up. I know he's not down probably. Rudy is pretty close to even. Not. I know we bought him for 5 and then 9, so he's probably maybe 100 down.
Let's go, Lucy. Let's go, Lucy. She's not going to play
5-3.
it. She's not going to play it.
5-5-3.
One time for Charlie.
Nope, she's reaching. She's going to see if she can see a cheap flop. Rudy probably raised it. Nope, that's 7 out of 8. He threw a green chip out there, but was he just calling or did he say raise?
Well, if he raised it to 25, Lucy's calling.
Yeah, she's not going to fold still. Yeah, there's Buddha. You see throwing a green chip out there, so it looks like Rudy might have raised it, which he did. Mark gets out of the way. Executioner definitely wants to squeeze in a few more hands here on stream.
Let's go 5-3. Later, Carter. Have a good night, man. Be safe. Just for you, go Tech.
That's not the 5-3 flop.
No, that is not. That is the Rudy all over and Buddha all over.
Yeah. So we're gonna see bet raise.
Nobody's free rolling with 2 hearts.
No. So this hand's pretty much over. So why does Buddha have 2 less % than Rudy? What's going on here? Running boat because he has the 10.
I'm looking.
It's got to be the running boat, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100.
Got to be the running boat because he. Like I said, this should be 50-50, but he's 49 and 51.
10 Jack gives him the boat.
Yeah.
And now it's 50-50.
Now it's 50-50. So bet, raise, call, whatever these guys are doing, nothing's going to get
I would
done
love to see a
differently.
heart on the river.
It would definitely get.
Because Rudy would bet it.
If somebody's got the heart to represent it,
If somebody's got the heart.
that's it.
Badooch.
Yeah, and there's a pot.
Look at this.
There's a pot bet. And it looks like it went check, bet, pot, and Buddha here. And it's a scary call off.
Yes,
in
it
PLO.
is.
I mean, the nuts change on every street, but you still can't lay it down. Buddha's gonna have a sigh of relief here, seeing that Rudy doesn't have 2 hearts,
And
so
he doesn't show. Look at that. Buddha doesn't
and
show. Oh,
they-
man.
that would have been the time to do it. Would have been on the river. Somebody might have let it go.
Rudy was real quick red card checking right there. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. So they're gonna take that all back, and dealer Crystal, they're gonna chop up.
Did you
that
see her
pot.
put her arm there?
No,
Take that back.
Take that back and only that back. But yeah, that would have been a much harder bet and raise and call on that river for sure. PLO 4 cards, flushes.
Rudy's standing up.
Yeah, even if it's not the cards they were playing, 2 hearts, too common.
So here we go. We've got maybe
1 or 2 more
2
hands, here.
Yeah. Hopefully we see some action before it ends. But real quick, when we're talking about this, coming up this Saturday, something brand new. How much is guaranteed, Reese?
$3,000 guarantee. And how much is the buy-in?
$65. $65 makes you holler, and it is the Bankroll Builder.
That's it, the bankroll builder. And, and even if tournaments aren't your thing, the Fortune Frenzy is still on, over $6,000 for the Fortune Frenzy.
Yeah, come out, take a shot in that at 3 o'clock. If it doesn't go the way you like it, jump in the cash game. You still have a chance to take $6,000 home.
Hey, Aaron, that's not a bad idea. We're going to have that 5 on the button next Thursday. Who might throw a knit game on?
Oh, we need a knit button. We need some knit buttons.
Oh, you just need anything for a knit button.
Oh, I think we ought to do $100 bills for the knit button.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just having the standard 5 on the button game and throw in a knit button, something like that.
Joseph would be all over that. Look at this. Coming into the game late with 15, 16, 1700.
It's like $2,000 total there.
Yeah.
Is that
I can't tell.
is that what's his? I know I'm trying to think of his name.
I can't see. I just saw his shorts. And this is usually what happens. The players.
Yeah, I thought it was Mohawk. That's who it is.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The golden goatee. He waited. He's not a fan of the stream. He likes his cards to be his cards.
Well, we're gonna get to see one hand out of him, maybe.
That is true.
I think this may be the last hand. Let's find out here. We've got a little bit of raise, pre-flop of 25. Mark with the
I think we
aces.
have one more hand.
Do we have one more?
Yeah, we have one more hand.
There's trips for Executioner to take down the
And
aces
Zach,
of Mark.
that's a boat for Zach.
Yeah, Zach flopping the whole shebang. And going to bet it out like he's got it, too. That's going to possibly save Mark a lot of money. Lucy here not having much but some gut shots. And decides to let it go. She wanted to put those new purchase chips into play to bring the other ones back. Couldn't do it on that one. Mark's not going to put in the last of his money.
I don't think the Executioner folds here.
He doesn't like folding.
Look at him staring at. He's looking at those cards like, I can read through your cards.
He knows that the worst case scenario, he can hit a jack or a 10 to take a bigger boat, but he knows that he's.
Is he going to fold? He's going to fold.
I think it's a good fold if he does. At the end of the day, I mean, he bet pot, and even though you got the 7, trips is never any good in PLO.
Is he looking at the way Zach moves his hands?
Yeah, he does let it go. No, that's a good fold.
Oh my God. That might be the fold of the night right there. Folded a 7 with 2 overs.
Yeah, especially
and he shows the 7 forward, and they show each other.
Yeah,
camaraderie. I like that.
I think Zach bet a little too hard on that one, but when you're dragging down the chips, you didn't do everything wrong.
So I think this is the final hand of the night, and we got the nod from our producer in the back. It is the final hand of the night. Let's see if we can have anything exciting happen. And look at this. I love watching players shuffle chips. Kevin's got that chip shuffle down so smooth.
Especially those new beautiful tips. Those new beautiful cash chips here.
And most people shuffle it and put it back in behind it. He puts it back in the center.
He does it just like I do.
That's the only way. You know who's the best actor with chips is Billy. Billy can take 4 in his hand and spread them out and have them all webbed fingers and put them back. Oh, that is awesome.
I have been outed at the poker tables, and I'm trying to remain kind of incognito, chill.
Just by the way you handle your chips?
Yeah, just mindlessly handling the chips, shuffling the chips, spinning the chips, and people just automatically know you're a poker player.
Rudy's got a playable hand, and I think it was announced last hand, so we could see some action. Yeah. Raised to 25, that's typical.
Well, it's definitely the last hand, but definitely not the last hand of this table. It's still going on. I promise you that with this much action and these much new stacks at the table. So don't think the game is over just because the stream is over.
Lucy hit the prop hand off all clubs in her hand.
Yeah. So we're gonna go 6 ways to a raise. 50 in the middle. There's ace, 8, 6, 2 clubs. Lucy with a nut flush draw.
5, 7 in Zach's hand with pocket kings.
Yeah. Mohawk 2 pair put out a feeler bet of 100. I say a feeler bet, but it's a good size bet.
Well, queen high flush in his hand too.
Yeah. Rudy and Buddha both having an ace. 2 pair for Buddha, ace 8.
Rudy says I'm playing.
You may see Buddha peel off 1 here, but that's a lot of action to call off 2 pair in this game, but he's going to go ahead and do it.
With says no dice.
Mark
My 3 is no good this hand.
Yeah,
and
Zach.
Very rare, no hand with an executioner in there, and we're still going to be 4 ways with $550 up for grabs.
Opening it lay down there from Zach.
The executioner's walking back saying, what did I just miss?
Oh. Lucy stands to get all those chips she lost back. Mohawk not taking the pedal off the metal, betting 230. And Buddha here knowing exactly where he stands. Does he want to try to draw at it here? He's got to hit an ace or an 8, but $230. He'll be $330 invested into it.
Look at that face.
And Mohawk just sat down, so he could be calculating some posturing here by Mohawk. He may not quite be a believer in Mohawk here, but he's really got to consider Joni behind him.
Once Joni makes this call, that should be the end of it.
Yeah, and Mohawk's not going to put a test with the second nut flush draw. Buddha really wants to call. He's getting out the chips.
Oh no.
No. I think he just doesn't believe
he's up $240 tonight.
Yeah, I just don't think he believes Mohawk's posturing, but he does have Lucy behind him, so it's...
Oh, it'd be crazy if he was to pot it right now.
Lucy would still get all the money. And... let's see how fast she acts. Yeah, she goes ahead and jams it in.
Mohawk's got 2 pair also.
Yeah,
Queen 6-8.
Yeah, he's got a call no matter what.
Oh my
goodness
gosh.
Me boats up on the river.
Oh
You
my
see the
gosh. Welcome
disgust
to the
there from
table,
Lucy.
Mohawk. Holy crap.
She's not going anywhere, Charlie. I bet she's grabbing that purse. This game is too
Buddha would
good.
scoop
Yeah,
with eighth
Buddha,
and eighth.
Buddha would have the eighth.
Oh,
and
he's
eighth.
sick right now.
Big,
Oh
big
my
hand.
gosh. That's the way you end it.
Yeah,
Holy
that's,
cow.
That's the big hand to end that one on. But wow, that was
That's not what I expected on the last hand.
Buddha wanted to call too, very badly, and he would have been absolutely correct.
Look at this. Mohawk stacking up. He sat down at the table, played one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kojax, where you can buy in for $2,000, play one hand, have $2,870, and be up.
At least, yep. So
$870
they are still playing here. This 10 on the button PLO. Thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in to all of our social medias on Facebook,
Don't forget
on
Saturday.
YouTube, and Twitch. We've got the Saturday, the first of the month, $65 buy-in, $3,000 tournament. That's a fantastic bankroll builder. If you are just a cash game player, we've got the Fortune Frenzy over $6,000.
If it
now.
doesn't get hit before Saturday, it will be $7,000.
Yeah, it's there is plenty of reasons to play here at Kojax for the whole month of June, really. Next Thursday, get on the list for the 5 on the button. And as Ron says, we might throw some Nick games in there, some Deuce
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
That'd be a lot of fun. But the 5 on the button game is back here at Kojax and has been firing off. It's going off right now. 2 1-2s out on the outer table with the 5 on the button and a $10 on the button PLO game.
Shout out to Dawson, this man right here. I'm trying to find him right there. That is the man behind the curtain, and he makes everything run beautiful.
Yeah, we appreciate, once again, all of you for making these streams happen, and everything else going on here at Kojax is all thanks to you guys. Come see him this Saturday.
$65,
$65
$3,000 guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna have 50 players plus in it.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So once again, thanks for tuning in here on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch to Kojax Live. And we'll be coming back to you next Thursday with 5 on the button. Be sure and sign up. My name is Reese.
I'm Charlie Boy.
Charlie, Dawson back there. We're going to be back next Thursday to bring you the 5 on the button. With
Hey,
who knows
I
what
don't think
we're
this
coming
is
with.
fair. We're the eggheads. We're bald. We can't have him in here with all that hair. Look at this. He's back there showing it off now.
Well, you know, it is what it is. I was his age once. So.
I was, but I still had